Hello, welcome to Season 3, Episode 23 of I Like Liking Things and Exercise in Positivity. This is the final season. This is the final week. It's the final day. All right, I'm done. I swear I'll never do that again. We are here. It's me, and the JDP, ladies and gentlemen, Mike, Tank, Adam are here with me because we had to. It's time. It's time for other creative endeavors. It's time to do other things. It is time for I Like Liking Things and Exercise and Positivity to take its place in the world of defunct podcasts. I figure ending a season too early is better than ending a season too late. I want people to talk about the show like Freaks and Geeks, not like whatever the anti-Freaks and Geeks would be. I guess cool people and cooler, good-looking people. I'm not really sure.
The Walking Dead.
Big Bang Theory.
Like The Walking Dead. Like the Big Bang Theory feed. You got one?
Friends?
Oh, you can fuck right off.
People were going back and talking about how all the characters were problematic and Ross was the worst person ever.
Language warning. Sorry. Anyway, we don't have to get into
that. Well,
that was a bit of a pull. Dexter? Because it's
okay. Dexter, I feel is universally hated.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is an exercise in positivity. I will say that once they had Joey decide to get with Rachel, it conveyed certain things. But let me tell you, in defense of that angle, that storyline, I think it kind of worked. I thought it was really sweet for Joey.
I liked it.
I had a very long conversation with my friend Missy about all the characters on the Friends on the show and my like critiques about them. And she schooled me in only the way my friend Missy can. Just a quick background: we've been friends since 8th grade. So lifelong friend. And she was just like, well, if you ever think about it this way, and then I kind of thought the same thing, but then realized this, like, just really great, like, way to just sort of kind of hit me to it. So I don't have quite as much vitriol towards the Central Perk 6 as I did, but sure, why not? They stayed on a couple series,
probably
a couple seasons too long. Yeah. So what we're doing today is, we're helping, like I said, send off. I Like Liking Things, or ILLT, as Tankus calls it. We're helping to send it off in style. And so the episode before this...
it's ill and it's lit?
Yeah. It's
totally.
And it's lit.
Totally what I meant to do the whole time I said it.
Yes, fam.
That's 100% how I took it.
Yep. No lies detected. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
So the last episode we had chronologically was my friend John. The one that comes after this is the big send off with my friend Jen and of course my sponsor Greggy. And Greggy's got ideas, but I knew that in order to send the show off properly, I had to hit the other Mount Rushmore head of I Like Liking Things, and that of course is the Cerberus, the 3-headed monster known as the JDP, the Junk Drawer Podcast. And as I've said before, I've said it on social media, I'm sure I've said it on the show, without your guys' show to inspire me, to influence me, there's no way that my little podcast about liking things and positivity gets off the ground. So I figured it's only fitting to have you guys on here to help, like I said, send the show off. And we're going to do it the way we're going to do it. And what we're doing here is from Armageddon to Zoolander. We're going to go through the alphabet. We've all been assigned letters. And we are going to name an awesome a movie and an awesome scene or a memorable scene from those movies. I'm sure we'll chime in. I'm sure we'll have other things to add. There's going to be honorable mentions because some letters are loaded. So we're gonna. That's sort of the plan. And of course, love having the JDP guys on the show. So guys, I'm so happy that you're here with me to send the show off. As I have stated many, many, many times, I love the Junk Drawer Podcast. I learned something. I laugh. I shake my head, and I'm very happy. It is my Panko Walk-In podcast. So when I hear the crispy beer crack, I know where I'm walking around the dog.
I love all of that.
It's a highlight of my day.
He doesn't care about you, just the dog.
I do too. The game. And we're doing movies from A to Z, and then we're going to name an awesome scene from that movie. Movies that start off with obviously the part doesn't. So if you're going to pick, the Big Lebowski, it doesn't count for the letter T. It counts for the letter B. And then everybody got assigned a letter. We went in alphabetical order. So we start with Adam, who has never sat in the second seat of a classroom in his life since his name starts with A. And then after that, we went to Josh, and then Mike, and then me. I get to back clean up. So Adam and Tank will have one more letter than me and Mike. We only come up with 6 each instead of 7. So
we just had a beard room. We had to put another letter in our beards.
For me, pretty easy. Like you gave us the output, and I had mine chosen and Y in like 30 minutes.
He is a savant. I had to come up with mine today, and I forgot what movies start with the letter L. And when you guys finally gave me some suggestion, I went, "Oh Christ, how could I forget about these?" So you guys probably did better than this. I don't know about this. I don't know about this beard bias. I don't know, Mike. I don't know how long you've been putting up with this beard crap, but damn it, my face tries.
He's
my
catching
face no, it's fine.
It's just you right now.
You and Mike do well. Thicker, man. Get it thicker. Right?
Oh, it's just me then.
Working nights makes it a lot easier for me to just let shit go.
He's like showers, wearing pants. Who cares?
Tank, stop
I don't
hating.
shower sometimes.
Stop hating.
Tank is just hating.
Jelly.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate.
Listen, as is covered, I work from home, and as is covered in the Jen episode, which airs in order of airing, airs after this one. Even though we recorded that one first, I work from home, and work from home is just a whole different kind of gross. Shout outs to my work from homies. It's just you just go, I can go another day. So my wife loves that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
To work from home.
Yep.
But I went almost 2 months without shaving, and
thank
I really
God,
I
thought you were
going to
say shower. I really did.
Oh, so close.
I really, really did.
I don't know what the longest I've gone without showering is, but I can tell you it is not approaching 2 months.
It was,
that would be.
It was like a week for me.
I was camping. I think I've
4 days.
Yeah, mine's like 3 or 4, and I was absolutely hating myself by the 3rd or 4th day. I have to shower every day. I can't do it. Oh, that was easy for you. You're welcome.
I think part of mine also was I was sick, and I didn't want to move or do anything else.
That makes sense.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
that counts. I know when it's time to showers because as a man and an avid scratcher, I know that while scratching. Depends on how much stuff comes up under my fingernails. Then I know, all right, look, there's my fingernails are black. I think I need a shower. There's crevices that have not seen neither soap nor water. I think it's time for me.
Light.
Is this what you guys tuned in for? I bet it is.
Are you going?
Are you
yeasty?
Yeah.
I'm yeasty.
Is this good?
Are you ASMRing the thought of crevice bits? Is that what's happening right now?
Get the crevice.
I saw you said something about. I saw you say something about John. Oh my God, John! You and John broke the Irving seal. I'm like, don't worry. No,
Tank went all Silento on that, and he was like, "Ooh, watch me."
And had
Watch me.
Yeah.
Sure. We really did break the Irving scale, which I mean, like the Irving scale. I mean, like it's it can be broken again. It can and will be broken.
Absolutely.
Seeing as how I've tried to shove in hashtag crevice bits a few times already.
Hashtag crevice bits. Yeah, it's what I'm using on Friday, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that like,
it's done.
Is that like Lenny's genitalia?
It is done. What?
No.
Oh, what that is? What are you talking about?
I said. He said crevice bits, and I said, "Is that like Lenny's genitalia?" But that's
no, not
Kravitz, guys. It was a joke that didn't
Lenny
land.
Kravitz.
Let's move on.
Sorry. If you want to say Zoe, would have got me. All right, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, the perv says it. Sorry.
Good job.
It is a fact. Fuck off.
I'm just messing with you.
Subjective things aren't
she's
facts.
not hot. So I kind of got to agree there.
I mean,
that's not subjective.
It is, but we can move on. Don't argue with me on this.
Species thinks she's hot.
Anyway, let's move on. You're wrong,
So
but let's go.
Alphabetical movie list. All right, Adam. So cue up the Soul Asylum Runaway Train Never Coming Back. We're gonna try to get this back on the tracks. So like I said, A through Z movies and awesome scenes that come to mind.
Yeah.
Adam, you got letter A. What is your movie and what is your scene from it?
First of all, I wanted two things before I get started. I wanted to thank you for giving me extra work on this one that I'm gonna have to edit anyway. So cool. I'm just kidding. And second, yeah, I know, right? I went with Ant-Man and Wasp because that begins with A.
Okay.
And the particular scene I went with, honorable mention to Michael Pena's summarization. That's always great. But I went with the post-credits scene in which Ant-Man is in the quantum realm. Spoiler alerts for this whole episode, I guess. Because it was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
What's he going to do? And it was good. And I don't know. I mean, like, it was like, it left me with a nice cliffhanger.
You can't really say spoiler alert.
Well, you know, we're going to be talking about stuff that happens in movies. So, you know.
I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Yeah, it was good. It left me tense.
I liked that part, yes. I mean, yeah, because you're sitting there like, what? Yeah, right. It just, you know.
It was, yeah, you know where they need to get to, but it's curious to see how they're going to get there, and it fit pretty organically with the rest of the story of a particular movie.
I would say you were still in the midst of like reacting to the dusting of Infinity War and all that stuff, so it was very like you're still in that moment of like, holy crap, this happened here too, you know?
I'd say the only thing that kind of ruined it was you see Paul Rudd in the Endgame trailer, but you know, whatever. You knew he was going to come back. He wasn't going to stay there forever.
Yeah.
So not that big a deal.
Sure. You knew he was going to be involved.
But I liked that scene a lot. It was fun for me. That's the one I went with.
It's one of those. All right, so Ant-Man and the Wasp post-credit scene. Shouts to Evangeline Lilly because she's hot.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Tank,
she's nice.
You have the letter B. What do you got?
Man, so this had a couple, but I wanted to get one. I figured it was kind of the most. I'm not going for most popular, but I figured all of us have seen this movie, Beverly Hills Cop. And it's the opening truck chase scene.
Nice.
Like, it's such a great opening, like, to a movie. Like, it just pure 80, just random action.
Just Pointer Sisters song.
Yeah, well, Pointer Sisters and a Glenn Frey song. Heat is on. Like, it just, yeah. I just enjoyed the hell out of it, man. Him just random action, multiple fruit carts are destroyed. I mean, cars are damaged and crushed, destruction. Him hanging from a back of a truck door. It was just fun. I enjoyed the hell of it. It's just a great start to a great movie. So, yeah, that's what I went with.
That was an excellent choice, Axel Foley, and apparently they're making a Beverly Hills Cop 4, which I only saw parts of 3. I know George Lucas had a cameo in it. That's not that's not why I saw the part that I saw, but Beverly Hills Cop 3, I had no use. You know what it was? They make a fake amusement park called like Wonder World or Wonder Park or something, and I was like, no, this is nope. I for some reason that took me right out of it. I don't know why it's such a random thing turned me off, but it did.
It's not a great movie, really. Not great. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things like you watch 1 and 2, you're good. You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. So, letter C. Mike, that's you. What do you got?
So, I went with Clerks 2.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
And in particular, the scene that I thought was the greatest was when they had the ring from the Lord of the Rings. And then, was it fuck? It wasn't Dante. What's the other guy's name? Randall Fowler's back saying that the only trilogy that's worth anything Star Wars, and they go on like a back and forth to the point that Randall upsets the Lord of the Rings guy so much that he actually vomits.
Yeah, that was pretty great. I'm so happy that's the way you went with it, by the way.
What, you thought I was going to do the other scene?
The donkey scene.
The donkey scene.
I was waiting for Kinky Kelly. I was waiting for that.
Forgive me, Jesus!
Yeah.
There's just a lot of good like little lines in there. Like also when the kids talking about his girlfriend's pussy troll.
No, Jesus, pillow pants.
Yeah. That movie had so many. It's okay, we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yep. Oh, I died in the theater. So funny.
It's never okay to go ass to mouth.
Yeah,
That movie's just chock full of great fucking lines and bits in it and jokes.
It is. It was
not crevice bits.
It's a great sequel.
Yeah.
You know, that stood up to the first one. You know, I'm excited for the third one. Yeah. Finally, Kevin Smith got Jeff Anderson to agree to come on, who plays Randall.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So.
There's a bunch of other good C movies. The other one I was thinking about that came second to my mind because like all my picks, like I looked at the letter and the first thing that popped in my mind in the first scene, that's just what I went with. I went with gut reaction. But after I sat down and thought about more, like a close second was the 1985 Clue movie.
Yes.
Oh yes, that
was
very
good.
Okay, nice. What scene did you think of?
At the end when
yes,
fucking what's his nuts is just like running around back and forth, like showing everyone like who did it and solving it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
There's also the Child's Play franchise, City Slickers, Candyman. There's quite a few good C movies. So, but like I said, I just went with the first one that popped in my head, and Clerks 2. Like I said, it's just chock full of so many good funny scenes that it was hard not to go with that one.
Oh yeah, good choice.
Solid.
That's fantastic. Also, shouts to a friend of the show. I like Exercise and Positivity guest Michelle. She is a huge fan of Clue. Her and I, when we were still living in the same vicinity, we would get together and watch that at least once a year. So nice little tradition there. So shouts to Michelle. All right, so I've got the letter D. Now I did 2 honorable mentions for each letter. I'll try not to spend too much time on the honorable mention portions, but of course, should the Spirit Movie guys please chime in. So for the letter D, first runner-up was Die Hard, but Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
So like I said, first runner-up. The first Die Hard, of course, is a classic. I hear there are some quiet corners of the internet that think that it's a Christmas movie. I've heard a lot about that. People are very quiet and subtle about their opinions as to whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Just a cute little niche thing that I've heard once or twice, casually whispered in the internet. But Die Hard with a Vengeance specifically. So Die Hard 2, not great. But the third one, I love Samuel L. Jackson. It came out. I think I hadn't seen Pulp Fiction yet, but Sam L. I kind of knew him-ish, and plus, Die Hard.
From Coming to America. Give me all your money, motherfucker.
I don't think I made that connection until afterwards, but
I get it.
I'm gonna go with the opening scene to that, where they play that song that goes "Hot Town, Summer in the City." Back in and then the department store blows up, and it really sets such a tone for it that I was really surprised. Just that whole opening, and they wake up McClane and all this stuff. So it's probably more than just one scene that I'm talking about, but that was one. So my second runner-up was Die Hard. Oh no, sorry, I already said Die Hard. Was a repeat. We're in the Matrix. I'm reading my list here. Was Dodgeball, a true underdog story?
Oh yeah, there you go.
All right, cool.
And I'm going with. I mean, I wanted to pick any one of Jason Bateman's lines, particularly when he says, "What? Oh God, what's the line? Oh damn it!
risky move, something, and what's that one that's a GIF all the time?
Yeah, the one. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah. I think he says it's unflappable. He cannot be flapped.
Hell yeah.
And isn't that the first time we see him open up his like comedy chops, Jason Bateman?
No.
Well, he was doing Arrested Development, but it was the first time
I didn't really watch that.
Yeah, me either. But,
it was the first time he really just really just went hard on the throttle, and everything he said was hilarious, and it wasn't like deadpan. It was just it was a shocking ending, and he just goes,
funny matter of fact.
Yeah,
he was also the straight guy in Arrested Development too, so.
Yeah, he seemed like all the crazy people around him, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
There you go.
Especially compared to Tobias. Mm-hmm. All right. But what I'm going to go with is the dodgeball games themselves. I mean, like, just every single one of those games was hilarious. I still crack up when they're playing the Girl Scout troop and one of the girls gets blasted in the face with the ball. It's just any little kid getting hit with sports equipment is just funny. Not because it's a girl, but because it just was. So the dodgeball games themselves.
Well, Billy Madison too. He blasts all those kids with the balls. That's funny, regardless of gender.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
absolutely.
But the movie that
I have a child. It's funny.
Yes, you see, we have a parent co-signing that it is
absolutely.
But the movie I did end up going with was I was thinking about my friend Robin, and speaking of movies that I watch with friends that I watch every year, one of those movies is Dirty Dancing. So my official movie pick is from an awesome scene from a movie that starts with the letter D, is Dirty Dancing. But specifically, not Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner. Not the big dance from the end. What I'm talking about specifically is when Baby makes the big speech where she says, I'm afraid of what I saw and what I did, and afraid that I'll live my whole life never feeling the way I feel when I'm with you. It's an amazing speech. It's an amazing monologue. Jennifer Grey crushes it.
Way to go against the grain. I like it.
It's the first thing that popped into my head, and I was like, you know what, this is right. And plus, it's always fun to shout out Robin, loyal listener, friend of the show, guest of the show. But that's going to be my pick, is Baby Frances Houseman's big speech from Dirty Dancing.
Hey Ray, about that.
Damn it!
I know all the.
That's a pretty long time before we got that.
I know
the pop culture stuff of it.
The big things like the lake lift and nobody puts Baby in a corner. But I don't know that
time of your life and everything.
I don't know that I've ever seen that whole thing. So,
watermelons.
Yeah. What? No, I don't even know that.
It was the guy that carry watermelons. All right, sorry. No, that could have been taken a very bad way.
I mean, I get it. Jennifer Grey's fine. She's good looking, but whatever,
Yeah.
The cheap backdoor abortion.
Oh my, that guy! I didn't even know about any of that.
Whoa, we're getting serious.
All right, cool.
That's how the movie starts.
All right,
real and true thing. He knows.
Sorry to everyone who's yelling at me. I'm okay with it though.
It's just bit. Right. You don't mind.
That's why Baby had to become his dance partner, because his dance partner was the one who got the abortion, and they did such a bad job on it. He couldn't dance for a long time.
That's right. I haven't seen it in years. That makes sense. Okay.
Well, I mean, you need every adventure needs a hook for their hero, right?
That was one of my mom's favorite movies when I was growing up, and I don't even have any clue how many times I've seen it.
Gotcha. Well, hey, you got it.
Yep.
It's worth the 95 to 100 minutes. It definitely is, especially for the line that goes sweet gherkins. All right, Adam, what do you have for the letter E?
Guys, anybody want to take a guess at what I picked for E? This could be fun. Anybody? It's pretty new.
Yeah.
Yo. Fiedler wins.
What is it?
Endgame.
Endgame. Oh, look at you being slick. Endgame. Okay.
Anybody want to guess the scene? Anybody?
When Spider-Man came back and met up with Iron Man and they hugged.
Here we go. Cap. cap on your left.
No, as good as all of those things are, it is the Tony Stark snap because I am the biggest Tony Stark fan.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, that's right. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that?
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, those, there's...
Just do the line. Just do the line, Adam.
Yeah, the I am Iron Man.
I'm
not going to do it. I can't do it justice, so it's fine.
Why the fuck?
Because I'm not Robert Downey Jr.
Come on. Believe in yourself.
I don't know if you knew that.
Wait.
Why are you even on this podcast?
Wait.
Yes, Ray?
You're not Robert Downey Jr.?
I'm not. I mean, I'm sorry if I misled you. I fortunately have never really struggled with addiction.
The betrayal.
And like bounced back from that. But yeah, man, I hate to break it to you, but
I'm shocked.
Right? What gave it away? Was it my house that's about like 100 square feet? Was that it?
Our podcast should be doing better.
Right, yeah, I didn't pay for any kind of publicity for our podcast. Yeah. But no, it's the snap, as good as On Your Left, as good as Avengers Assemble, as good as Cap getting Mjolnir. As good as, yeah, I mean, what else? Everything. As good as
every moment of that movie.
As good as Hulk Taco Man is. I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is. That's what it is.
Oh man,
so good.
Yeah.
Just aside from the crushing disappointment of learning that you are not, in fact, Robert Downey Jr.
You know what? You know what made me realize he wasn't. He just couldn't rock that goatee, man. He just couldn't do it.
Also too short.
I don't know how tall he. I bet he's not that tall.
I think they're about the same height.
I think he's. I bet he's like 5'7".
Yeah, he's got lifts.
Yeah. So, I was gonna say something, but now I can't remember. Not important. Ray, I'm sorry you had to find out in front of the millions and millions of listeners. Right. He's 5.
What an angle for your last shows, huh?
He's 5'9".
He dropped his bomb.
5'9". So yeah, he's got 3
5'9".
inches on me because I am a midget.
Oh, he's only as tall as I am?
I bet you he's not 5'9". No way.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's not what we're here to talk about.
He's got Tom Cruise shoes.
Right.
No way.
Cruise shoes. Cruise shoes brought to you by Hubbard brand.
That's great.
Shoes.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I had.
All right.
What do you have for letter F?
So the letter F. Let's think
wait,
about
me. Wait, no,
I asked, and then I.
No, wait, it's gonna be tricky because there's multiple.
Right.
So there.
Because you got a 1 in 57,000 shot of guessing it right.
Is it Fen game?
Fen game. Yeah.
Is it Friday?
There you go.
It's Flirks 3.
Flirts.
Is it
flirty dancing?
I was just gonna say, is it flirty dancing?
Flirty dancing.
Oh, there you go.
Flirty very good. Wait. Let's all take a guess. I'm going with the one with the Wiz Khalifa song. That's my guess. 7.
I'm going with. Wait, hang on. I'm going with Fast 5.
Feed, what's your guess? Is it anything?
I don't know if it counts, but if you've seen I like this one the best. Was the newest one
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah, I would say that. But
that's my
taste.
All right.
Hobbs and Shaw.
I know my taste isn't the same as Tank's, so I'm probably wrong.
It's fine. The answer is, it's been a long day without you, my friend.
What do I win? Do I get to be Robert Downey Jr. as my prize?
Yes! You win Robert Downey's life.
Guys, my fucking wallet exploded.
No. Not Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey, his old man.
Oh,
yep.
Well, is he alive?
You are dead. You are deceased.
I mean, he could still be alive. RDJ's only 54.
Sure. Yeah, so I picked Furious 7. Fast and Furious 7.
I didn't guess the number right. I didn't. That was a total guess, too.
Yeah, you did good. You did very good. He's so happy. Yeah.
I'm doing my
I'm
doing my Dave Chappelle does Howard Dean. Yeah.
So the scene is I mean, it's Brian's send off. I mean, we're singing the song,
right?
So pretty much it's they're at the end. He's Vin's kind of looking at Brian and Mia on the beach with their child and stuff, and he kind of starts walking away. He's smiling. He walks away. He goes, "It's never goodbye." And then it cuts to a scene where they're like getting ready to race. Brian comes up on him and he does that Paul Walker smile. I know it's CGI, but I still take it. I count it.
And Tank's crying at this point. You can barely.
Oh, dude! I was in the theaters, fucking balling, brother. Trust me.
Dude, I don't even like these movies, and this makes me sad.
Yeah. So they kind of start racing, and then they do that fork on the road, and it says, "No matter how far away you are, you'll always be my brother." And then Wiz Khalifa and that song starts playing. It's been a long day. Yeah, it just rain out of my eyes.
I get it, man.
Yes,
I get it.
Yeah, man, it was touching. Yes.
Hey, Ray.
I'm a big Fast and Furious fan. We all know this. And Paul Walker, I enjoyed Paul Walker a lot. Many say he was very wooden. I don't give a fuck. He was great. He was great in these movies, and that's it.
A dick?
Yes.
No, like his acting, like wooden acting.
I'm being sarcastic.
No. I'm taking it serious.
This is no time for jokes.
He doesn't have a wooden penis. That's not even real. God.
That's what they used for prosthetics in George Washington's days, was wooden penises. Hey, Ray, I know you also like the Fast movies, but
I do.
If you didn't, the way I would convince you was by saying that scene exhibits some real guy love between two guys.
Absolutely.
He's his. It's guy love between two guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Fast 7 was just, the whole thing was just really emotional. Just kind of wondering because you don't know what they're going to do.
You already knew what they're going to do. Yeah.
Well, but you don't know if they're going to kill him off or whatever. And the fact that they did the send off, as beautiful as it was, it was very emotional. R.I.P. Paul Walker. I still miss him.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. That one hit me.
Snow Dogs forever.
Yeah. Snow Dog. Absolutely.
So
that's fun.
It's actually, it's 8 Below.
8 Below. There you go.
Snow Dog.
Yeah.
How dare you, sir?
Wait, are you?
That one was bad.
Wait, are you sure that Paul Walker's not in Snow Dogs?
I'm 100,000,000% sure.
I think it was 8 Below. I think he's right.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You
know. And then like my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions were just scenes from all the other Fast and Furious movies. Like pretty much.
Just all of the other.
I could be here all day. Yeah, let's not do that.
Physics-defying chains and car chassis. I mean, let's not get started.
So many people died from that bank heist. Oh my god!
Not quite as many as Avengers, the first one, but whatever.
Still, Man of Steel, Man of Steel.
I was just gonna say, no. There was never any collateral movie damage. Zack Snyder invented it with Man of Steel. No movie ever killed civilians ever.
Yep,
right.
Absolutely, it's all in him.
It's all Zack Snyder's fault. How dare he?
But yeah, pretty much.
He said very bitterly.
Hobbs and Shaw, that was fucking amazing. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's incredible.
Hold that thought. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, cool.
Your boy might have
Guys, you understand how I could confuse Paul Walker and Cuba Gooding Jr. though, right? They look a lot alike.
Totally. I mean, it's an honest mistake, dude. It's fine.
I do it all the time. I'm like, he worked with Vin Diesel and he was in Jerry Maguire.
Remember when Paul Walker was in Radio?
You remember when Cuba Gooding Jr. hung out with Freddie Prinze Jr. and sees all that and made the bet?
Remember
the whole thing?
You remember when when Cuba Gooding Jr. was keeping James Vanderbeek on the bench until he breaks his leg? And then Dawson didn't want somebody's life. I don't know. I lost track.
Daddy, I don't want your life.
And he turned out a girl in a whipped cream bikini.
Yeah, right.
My God. It was it Adam Rutter that was in the whipped cream bikini? Because that's not happening in real life. That's how you know it's a movie.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Oh my God. All right.
Good stuff.
So we're up to G. G stands for gangster. When I think gangster, I think Mike Fiedler. Mike, what do you have for G?
The whole thing I got some tattoos that might be a gangster. G was actually a really hard one. I'll tell you my pick, and then I'll tell you all the other ones I was thinking about. For G, though, I'm going with a classic that I loved watching growing up, with the Goo.
Excellent.
Yep, the Goo. That one is also really freaking hard to pick. So the Truffle Shuffle.
The Truffle Shuffle.
The Asian kid and all his gadgets. When they are on the ship and the bad guys catch up to him, and the one kid has all the jewels shoved up his mouth and like this pearls and everything. That was funny. Almost anything with Sloth. Sloth had chunked their whole entire relationship.
Hey, you guys!
No, chunk. Like it's just a great movie.
Hey, Ruth.
But for I guess like why G was such a hard one. Gladiator, Garden State.
Oh man.
Gattaca, Godfather, Guardians of the Galaxy, like
Guardians of the
Fucking
Galaxy
both
2.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. It's
Volume 3 in 2 years.
Godzilla. And you guys,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Surprised you didn't do that.
I am too, but like I said, it's just the Goonies stuck out more in my head.
G was stacked.
Yeah, G is ridiculously stacked.
Godfather 3.
Everyone's favorite.
Geely. Geely starts with G.
The Great Mouse Detective.
Great Mouse Detective was amazing.
Green
Ghostbusters.
Garden
Ghostbusters
State 2.
Gump Forest.
There is no Garden State 2.
Are you sure?
Pretty certain. Green Lantern.
Boo.
Yeah, right. Grindhouse.
Grindhouse.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a bunch of G movies.
And that's good. You got 2 movies in one.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's not a Garden State 2, guys.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know where Sheldon where Sheldon wears armor and bangs Zach Braff's mom or what? I don't really remember.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Ghost. Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze. We can bring up another Swayze movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Groundhog Day.
Oh man, that was great.
Hell yes.
Groundhog Day. Right?
Yeah.
Guys, I just thought of one. Groundhog Day.
Oh my god.
Don't forget about Groundhog Day.
Oh, how can we forget?
Another one, Grease.
Damn it, I was really hoping you were going to say
Let's just clap for a second, guys. Hold on. Let's just clap for a second.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
I wanted that. I really needed that. Bump.
I had to break it up. Sorry.
Fiedler.
Oh, we're so good. We're so good.
Michael No Butt Fiedler.
Literally and figuratively.
Right.
But don't forget about Groundhog Day.
Right, there you go. Better late than never, baby.
I still popped.
Peer pressure did it.
It works.
Or the Nicolas Cage fucking gem Ghost Rider.
Oh
God,
man. Do you know how bad
Ghost
I wanted
Rider?
that to be good?
Yep.
And
Whatever of Vengeance.
Ghost Rider 2? Spirit of
The
Vengeance?
second one.
ScarJo and fucking Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, yep.
I haven't seen that, but I heard it was okay.
That's anime related, so that one's all up my aisle.
Yeah.
You really went against the grain there, sir. What are you doing?
Dude, it's the Goonies, man. It's the fucking Goonies.
Yeah.
He's like, there's an Asian kid in there. It's good enough.
Yeah, right?
It's got short round.
A Scorsese fucking masterpiece, or at least I thought it was, Gangs of New York.
Goodfellas.
It would, yeah, Goodfellas. It would have been if it wasn't for Cameron fucking Diaz.
Yeah.
But anyway.
G.I. Joe, the movie.
I like the first G.I. Joe. It's got the tater in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
I like the second one, even though they
very excited
they
about that.
killed Tater.
It's okay, Ray. You like what you like.
A Tim Allen flick, Galaxy Quest.
Oh, Galaxy Quest is solid.
I was like, Wild Hogs doesn't begin with a G.
I saw Wild Hogs in the theater. I think twice.
Whoa!
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 Hold on. We got
twice. That thing wasn't straight to DVD.
So I'd say you didn't get your fill of the wild hog. I mean, what's going on, brother?
He needs more hog in him.
So let me explain.
I don't think you can, but you could try.
Listen. I won't defend my taste. I will defend my access. So my friend and friend of the show, Danny, was a manager at a movie theater for I don't even know 10, 12 years. So he used his managerial powers to get us free movie tickets.
Okay,
so
that's fair. I was trying to defend your wallet while you're trying to defend your tastes. I'm like,
yeah, no. Okay, I'm just defending the wallet.
Good.
So what happened was it was probably one of those times where my father wanted to see a movie, but my movie buddy, the aforementioned Clue watching Michelle, would want to see a movie also. So I would have to see it twice because they would both get equally mad at me if I didn't see it with them.
I thought you had to run between theaters like on a bad sitcom when a guy's booked 2
Like
days.
it's a Flintstones episode or something.
That would have been great. I don't know, man. Must have been those chimichangas, and then just run to the other theater. Oh man, I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Like a Mrs. Doubtfire, but I'll dress in drag. I don't have to, but I'll.
I'm about to say some particular reason you're dressed in totally different clothes, not needing to. You know, you just did it.
I'm dressed as a British septuagenarian. Yes, in this particular scenario, that's exactly what happened. Wait, guys. Also, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
Well, I got 2 more that I was thinking of, and I'm going to stop with G.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage and Gone in 60 Seconds.
I didn't see that. Is that
what?
That's,
you should definitely see that.
Yeah,
it's up there with Fast and Furious 1, buddy.
Yes, it's almost as good as Wild Hogs.
Yeah. And the last one, which is another one that I really, really wanted to do, but I had to go with, like I said, my gut. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That's what I would have picked.
Hey, Feed, it's not your fault.
And that's the scene I would have. Actually, I would have picked the park discussion scene where he tells him he doesn't know.
Yeah,
it's not your fault.
Really good. The park discussion scene was really good.
Where he puts him in his place. But yeah, no, I understand why you picked Goonies. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just watched it so much as a kid, so. But yeah, like I said, G was a really tough one.
So not to skip too far ahead, but Feed, you have W. Did I just totally steal your Wild Hogs thunder?
Oh man.
No, you did. My W one's really good though. You guys will like the one I chose for W.
He's lying. You definitely did.
He's totally erasing the whole paragraph he had on Wild Hogs.
As he's furiously scribbling out his handwritten notes. Just
they're typed to my phone.
Whoa. You graduated?
What's up?
You used to take paper notes. What's happened to you, man? You've changed.
I used to be about the music.
I don't even know you anymore.
Right?
All right, so moving on, we're going to go to the letter H. So you guys have kind of sort of hinted / danced around some of the honorable mention choices
Havana
that I have
Nights.
on here.
Dirty Dancing 2.
It is not Havana Nights, Dirty Dancing 2. And it's also not Harry and the Hendersons.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
No,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
We all know
Hogs, as in wild hogs.
Yes, Hogs, comma
wild.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God. All right, so the first honorable mention, and I saw this on the list. At some point, I did have to resort to the Wikipedia. But I went to the list and I saw He's Just Not That Into You. Now, as a movie, it's okay. But the only note I have for it is 6 letters, all caps, and they are ScarJo. Because she's so hot in that movie.
Oh,
that's
my
like
gosh.
her hotness. Either that or Match
like,
Point is her hotness.
Peak. Oh, boy.
And hard.
And I think, like, all right, so if we had a hall pass rule, right, but we had like a quantum leap element to it, I'm gonna hall pass Quantum Leap into Bradley Cooper because he got prime ScarJo and He's Just Not That Into You, and prime Jennifer Lawrence in Silver Linings Playbook. So,
Jesus Christ, you're right.
Right?
Great Scott.
Right? So
yes.
So it just says ScarJo. So particularly the scene where they're trying to be very
I agree.
in his office because that was amazing.
I concur, Doctor.
So the other one,
I concur.
So the other one that I have, the other H movie, Tank, as you mentioned it before, is Hobbs and Shaw. It's going to be my other honorable mention H pick, and it's as far as my pick for what scene.
Yeah,
I had
what fucking scene did you pick? Come on.
I picked the Samoa fight. Because
yeah,
that whole scene is it's just magical. It's just a bunch of burly Samoan men. It's got Roman Reigns and The Rock in it. They're doing Roman Reigns and The Rock things.
Yep.
Like it's like they sat there and they're like, let's just have one person in this focus group. Let's have Ray be in the focus group. And what would he want to see? Let's do that, and we'll make it the end of the movie. And it worked. I'm pretty sure Haku was in it. So that's
they were doing a Haku.
No. The haka is the dance, but the wrestler Haku, aka Meng.
Oh,
Nosebiter was in there. No shit.
Meng? You think Meng was in it?
He might have been. I know he's.
I think
he might have been in it.
Cliff Curtis is in it. He's the other brother.
Yes, he
is. He's
great. I'm projecting, so maybe he wasn't. But those are my two runner-ups. My third.
Oh, it's so good.
My third runner-up. Oh, sorry, not my third runner-up, but my actual choice is going to be. Speaking of Jennifer Lawrence, I'm going with the very first Hunger Games movie.
Oh,
and
okay.
The specific scene that I want to talk about, it broke me.
I know.
When the little girl died?
It's when Rue dies in the movie. And
premature ejaculation over there.
It's not so much that she dies, it's when Katniss like freaks out, like it really just starts to hit her.
Yeah,
and she does the little funeral and she puts up the 3-finger salute, and then all the other districts start to do it. Right, her reaction. The other districts start to hold up the little Mockingjay salute, and then like they just start rioting. Like that's when it hits home. When this wasn't like they were seeing someone react to the death of another human being instead of this is just something that we have to tolerate and have to put up with this every year. It's death, and this is what we have to deal with. This is life. They see someone that they interject the humanity back in the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like the first sign of humanity, first sign of not even rebellion, but like the first sign of like this ain't right. We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Yeah, this ain't right. We gotta stop. And they do. Like they show like that little mini riot scene. And it just breaks me when people just sort of react that way of just how emotional the whole thing is. And it was a really powerful moment. Really love the Hunger Games. The first movie in particular is it's a personal favorite of mine. DVD. I saw it in the theater in between showings of Wild Hogs, but I saw it. But when it came out on DVD, it was at a very, very important, crucial part of my life as the way things turned out. So I'll always have a special place for that. Also, nice. Jennifer Lawrence, she's married now. She had her chance. I don't know what to say. I mean, Britney came along and she blew it there, and then she got married. So I'm like, well, some lucky jabrones. But if Britney ever wises up, I'm like, well, I guess J-Law will be my fallback. And now that's gone. So now I really got to start washing.
It's all a bust.
No more crevice bits. All right.
Hashtag crevice bits. I couldn't even say it right.
No, crevice bits sounds like something that like bad comedians would bring up when they're bringing up like English food. Have you had the crevice bits? What's up with the crevice bits? They serve them with beans on toast.
Yeah, it totally sounds like that.
Tanky got
they do serve baked beans on toast.
Tanky got a little mush mouth there and said crevice bish, and I'm
bitch.
Like,
I kind of said bitch.
Lisa Bonet like 10 years ago. Because I'm leaning hard on that Lenny Kravitz joke today, you guys. Don't worry.
Lisa Bonet.
Okay, don't forget Groundhog's Day.
There you go.
There you go. Yes.
It's all about timing, baby. You did pretty
good. It's
the
bit that never ends.
We're going to carry that over now. Just like the runaway train that's never coming back.
Bill Murray on Lamb Chop before?
Yeah.
He made a cameo in Hunger Games.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right, so there's no I in team, but there is an I on Adam's list. Adam, what do you have for the letter I?
Oh, Ray. You done messed up.
Independence Day.
Nope.
Hold on.
You're close, though. Kind of.
Hold your hat.
I know.
Yep. We're gonna do it.
Go ahead.
We're gonna talk about I Am Legend. And we're gonna talk about the same scene. Yep, it's the dead dog scene. It's real bad.
Go ahead. I'm here.
I did.
I'm ready.
I ground it to a screeching halt. You're welcome.
But guys, Groundhog's Day.
Hey, if you need to feel better, we can pause for the 90 minutes it'll take you to watch Wild Hogs. We can come back and finish this up. Yeah, it was That was just probably the most heartbreaking scene I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh my God.
Then he was also his last friend who wasn't a vampire trying to eat him.
Yup, and I'm a dog
and
person.
It's a dog.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I joked at one point about the website doesthedogdie.com. Might have been on this show, and I said that on I Am Legend it just says just run away from the TV.
Yeah, just go and get. That's all it says.
Let's just go right into it. Just the moment where it gets close to his face. Like that's all. You just go, oh God. Like it just. Yeah.
Anytime people say Will Smith plays himself in movies, which it's sometimes true, but no.
Sure.
No.
Not this one.
Not Pursuit of Happiness, and not in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely not.
And you know what? I will argue Hancock as well. So
I haven't seen that one, but I want to.
That one, really? I can agree with that one. Yeah.
I heard it was very good.
Hancock is really good. There's a twist towards the end, and you're either on board with the twist or it just takes you completely out of the movie.
Yep.
But I bought in because I love Will Smith. Will Smith would
Same
be like,
here.
"No, I play an anthropomorphic shoehorn," and I'd be like, "Yeah, get into them shoes, Will."
Yeah.
Rob Schneider
he's playing
the stapler.
Groundhog's Day 2. Sorry.
Anthropomorphic shoehorn. Oh my God. Anthropomorphic shoehorn sounds like a Wu-Tang song.
It's my ska band.
It's a ska band.
Good one.
The whole song is about how we can't sing, and it's called Anthropomorphic Shoehorn. But no, he crushes it because in 2006 it's Pursuit of Happiness, which also broke me.
Bathroom scene.
The bathroom scene where he's in there, and let me tell you, from quasi personal experience, being in like the back room of something like that in a place you're not really supposed to be sleeping in because you have nowhere else to go. I had a moment like that in 2004. My father and I. So when that trailer came out and he's in that room and the guy's banging on the door and he's holding it closed, like that hit home. It's one of those movies that I've only seen once and I never want to see it ever again. So he did that, and then 2007 was I Am Legend, where he plays the last man on Earth.
Yeah.
And then in 2008, where he plays Hancock, and he's just the anti-Will Smith. He's just this mean, gruff, profane dude. Yeah. And he's really excellent in all three. So
absolutely.
So thank you for putting that back into our consciousness.
Here, I'll make you feel
Relax.
even worse about it. Here, let me make you feel worse about it.
Okay.
Evidently, in the book I Am Legend, the character Will Smith plays is the bad guy.
Whoa.
And he's like an evil scientist who's trying to convert the vampires, who are your protagonists, into
in the book.
normal.
He's not evil, but he doesn't realize he's the bad guy until the end.
Right.
Where he goes, "Oh, these people are fine.
They're happy."
Yeah, it's they're happy the way they are.
In the book, like one of the vampires, I guess, like slowly evolution and shit. Actually seems really human, and Will Smith like ends up rescuing her and shit like that. And at the end, he figures out, oh shit, she's a vampire, and she's gonna let them all in and get me. And he's like, "Why did you do this?" She's like, "'Cause you're the monster.
Yeah, you've been killing us."
Yeah, he's like, she's like, think about it, like everyone in the world is all vampires now, but you keep on capturing us.
Experimenting, killing us.
To try and find a cure when we don't want a cure. She's like, you're the big bad boogeyman.
Right.
It's I read that book about 15 years ago, and it's probably my favorite book of all time. I read it once or twice a year.
I was gonna say I've never read it, but I heard a lot of people prefer the book.
The book's good, but like I like the movie because like all the movies that have been adapted from that book have been different. So it's like you just kind of take it as, hey, it's another variation of it, Plus, I'm just fucking easy. But yeah, it's incredible. Like reading that book the whole time, and then that twist at the end, you go, holy shit,
Sure. Well, going back to the movie for a second, another good scene that I think would work and be far less traumatic. A cool scene in the movie is when the vampire creatures attack like his little fortress, and he has all those booby traps and stuff going.
Yeah, where he's defending.
I really like that part. That was really cool. The way he had like all the booby traps set up and like his apartment and all that. I thought that was a really neat kind of scene.
Nice deflection.
Nice deflection.
Yeah. Listen, I had it was a palate cleanser. All right. So C is for Cookie. It's good enough for me, but J is for Josh, and I hope it's good enough for Tankus. Tank, you have the letter J. What's your pick?
Don't worry, guys. I will cleanse this palate really well. My pick is John Wick.
Yeah!
No,
more dead dogs.
I did it myself. Woo!
Dead
You're not
dogs
picking
forever.
You're not picking Daisy, are you?
I'm kind of doing both. So I just picking. No. Okay, hold on. God, have you? No, so I picked. I just like how Adam said with the I Am Legend. Like I picked the Death of Daisy just mostly, and the funny thing is, well, okay, hold on. I got two of them. Okay. I got two of them. It's 1A and 1B. But I picked that part because it just mostly because of the reaction of John. It's the realization of like what they did, how John reacts to it, and then it's the only way it helps you justify like enjoying how much revenge and death he does, even to shitheads. Like you just go, yes.
I'm starting to wonder if you guys really do like dogs, because both of you, your favorite dog's fucking dying.
Well, that's but then revenge. You got to have that revenge.
Yes,
dude. If
you got to have the revenge.
If John Wick never got the revenge he got, do you think I would have ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
hell no.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just that crest of that moment of like that they did that to that little dog, and just him just realizing and just, oh my God, what happens next? But then the other scene is John being tied to the chair talking to Vigo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'm back speech. Like it's just so awesome. I don't know. It's just so badass, man. And it's just like, yeah, I think I'm back. And it's like, it's so, I don't know. It just it's so awesome. Cause you're just like, I am so in for this guy. I want him to kill everybody. Like it just, it's so good.
Tank, you know what else is good about that scene?
What?
You know what else is good about that scene? Is that he's Vigo. Ruler of
right before
Moldavia.
his head
died. Yeah.
Right before his head died is a great line.
Yeah. So, yeah, he said that little speech. I actually brought it up. He said, people keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, I'm thinking I'm back. So you could either hand over your son or you could die screaming alongside him. And I'm like, fuck. And, like, dude's tied to the chair. He's beat to shit. He's got, like, 5 of this dude's goons and this guy in his face. And they're like, any second they just pop a cap in him. And he's talking shit like, I'm going to kill you all. Hand your son over before I kill you all. Like, it's just so badass,
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah. I mean, let's say I'm sure there's no like no I don't I disagree.
I mean that. It's either that or the story about him killing people with a pencil.
Oh, I mean that's absolutely great too. Yeah. I mean, again, this is one of those things where you go the whole movie.
Yeah, right. The whole movie. Yeah.
So you know that part just before the credits. Everything.
Guys,
that part.
You know what I liked when he killed the guy.
Yeah.
And everything right before the end credits too. That was really good. Like it was just
the scene I really liked. It started in the first 5 minutes and it ended at the credits.
Right. That was a one-take movie, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
And Keanu did it in one.
So speaking of one of the deaths in that one, especially the going to John Wick 3, chapter 3, Parabellum.
The fucking pencil.
When he kills Boban in the library.
Yes.
Brittany and I are watching. I think he plays for Dallas now. We're watching the New York Knicks play the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah,
and Boban
the big,
comes in. And I was
tall
like,
guy.
He did something. I was like, oh babe, that's Boban. Keanu Reeves killed him in John Wick 3. So
didn't he jab a book into his throat or something?
He kills him. He warns him. Warns him, and he's just like, oh.
It's like, man, you got to listen to Baba Yaga, man.
Yeah, he's with a fucking pencil. All right. So Tangus, you had
yes.
You had J.
Yes.
So Mike,
John
you
Wick.
have the letter K. What do you got? And is it Kindergarten Cop? Is it the tumor scene?
It's the tumor. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
K actually I stopped and think about K for a second. That one took me the longest. And yesterday, it actually was Kindergarten Cop.
Yes!
Hell yeah!
Nice.
And but for me, it wasn't just the singular scene with like the who's your daddy and what did he do. It's like almost any time he's interacting with those kids, it's fucking great.
Boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
Do you have? I have
so
one more
good.
to chime in, but I don't want to step on it. Do you have a specific one in mind, or just in general that whole thing?
For what, the kids?
Yeah.
Or the interactions?
Yeah, with the kids.
It was a tie between the who's your daddy and what does he do, and then the boys have penises and girls have vaginas.
All right, so the one that I'll interject is where he goes, "You eating other people's lunches? Stop it!" And he just spits all the food out.
There were some other good K movies. A classic one, Karate Kid.
Oh yes, excellent.
Kill Bill.
Ooh, nice.
Kick Ass.
All martial arts themed or fighting.
Yeah,
themed
it's crazy,
so
right? Those are some other ones that stood out. Like I say, K was hard.
Feeler, you should have went with Groundhog Day.
Oh, fuck off. Another martial arts one, a series, the Kickboxer movies.
Oh, okay.
Those are in there. Yeah, those are the main ones I could think of off the top of my head. Like I said, K was a bit of a fuck. Oh, King Kong. Who? How did I forget that?
Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yes, I was actually just about to say that too.
Yeah,
You got
some loaded letters.
You got all the fucking kaijus too, dude.
It just says a lot. There's a lot of movies that just start off with kaiju and some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
Another, two other ones. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
There you go.
And then good old Jet Li, Kiss of the Dragon.
Kiss of the Dragon. Oh man, that was
martial
jam.
arts from Feeler. No surprise.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, K has a lot of kung fu and martial arts. Jeez.
Yeah. You have Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu
that
Hustle.
one, yes, that's actually one of my favorites to watch.
You
Kung
hate
Kung
Kung
Fu
Pao.
Hustle.
You know that's not surprising because
Kung Pao is just stupid.
Kung Pao has a 500 record. I think me and Adam talked about it on Adam's solo shot.
Love it.
You either completely love Kung Pao or you completely hate it. No one is like, I could watch a couple like that. That's it. Like you're either all in or all out.
That's one of the few movies
Makes
that
sense.
I turned it off after 10 minutes.
Really? Oh,
That's
so
not
as soon
even
as you
when
started
it
that
got
baby roll
good.
down the hill, you were like, nope, that's it for
Yeah.
me.
You didn't even get to whoa.
Yes.
Knocked Up.
The Black Rob song.
Yes. Knocked Up's okay. I don't like Katherine Heigl though.
Yeah, she's a bit of a bitch.
She is.
Wow. Hot take.
And that, everything I read about her, she is.
She's a diva. I heard she wouldn't nice.
A good one from another old dead boy, A Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Knight's Tale was good.
Yep.
And
From an old dead boy. Old dead boy.
It's got what's that guy's name? Mark Addy. I love that dude.
He's
Is he
great.
the villain? Is he the bad guy in there?
No,
He's the little chubby dude that helps.
Robert
Yep.
Baratheon.
Oh, okay, I don't
You
remember.
didn't watch.
Also, the other dude's in there too, who plays all the awesome nerd shit. Damn it.
I'll work on it. Keep going, Feed.
Yeah.
The poet dude.
No, not him. Which
Okay.
that's Bettany who does Vision.
Yeah.
The other guy, man, I can't remember. He was on.
I got a
Chuck
good sort of.
You talking about Alan?
Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's K2.
Yep. He's great.
Here's another one that's a bit of a crossover. Krampus.
Oh god. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say crossover began with a K, and I wanted to be like about that.
Yeah. Kung Fu Panda.
Oh god.
Nice.
No, Jesus, Kung
You
Fu.
got all the Asian words.
Yeah, right. There's actually, I think, a lot of
Asian words.
I think there's a lot of Indian and Asian movies in here that start with like words I don't even know how to pronounce.
Yeah, better not try. You know what I liked from Kindergarten Cop? was when he brings in the ferret and they're like, "What is that?" And he's like, "It's a phallic." And they're like,
ferret.
They're like a fairy.
I thought you were gonna say it's when they watch Groundhog Day.
Yeah, that's also very good.
I was gonna say that.
But no, she goes, "It's a fairy." He goes, "It's not a fairy, it's a fairy." And he just says the same thing twice. I'm convinced. Plus, I like ferrets.
Yeah,
I don't know what's so good.
Probably like the main K ones.
Yeah, good choice.
That I can think of. But yeah, like I said, you can't go wrong with Kindergarten Cop. That's also when like Arnold was at his prime for like acting and shit.
Yeah,
was one of the first. I mean, he did Twins, where that was a comedy, but he wasn't. He didn't necessarily have to be funny in Twins.
Yeah.
Oh, he did Junior.
Junior was after that, I think.
Yeah, Junior was after that. That was the first one where he like had to be in a funny
comedic
movie.
chops.
Yeah. And then people kept doing that formula. So we had Kindergarten Cop, but then you had Dwayne, you had The Rock.
Oh yeah, The Rock. He's done a couple like that.
In,
Cena,
the Game Plan.
I think Cena has one also.
Vin Diesel, the pacifier.
Vin Diesel and the pacifier. Yep. And then Feed. You're right, because Brittany and I saw Playing with Fire, which is John Cena and Precocious Little Kids. We saw that, I think, last week. Not bad. Not a bad,
Yeah, you know what else?
Movie.
There's a Kindergarten Cop 2 with Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, yeah.
Playing the cop teacher, yes.
That's a horrible
I
idea.
will crush them.
Is
No.
it good? Does he?
That's a horrible idea.
He gets brought in to the principal's office for disciplinary hearing. Like if he
dies.
I see him like actually killing the kids.
Yeah. You know that dude's like a genius level like scientist or something like that?
MIT for like biochemistry or some bullshit.
Freaking crazy.
No, like he had a physics degree from like what's his home country, Sweden or some shit.
Yeah, I think he's Swedish.
Is that Russia?
No, it's not Russia.
He's not Russian.
Damn it.
Look at him. He's giant and blonde. He's Scandinavian. Yes. He's Bulgarian.
Okay, Bulgarian.
No, Rusev is Bulgarian.
Oh. Okay.
I know he is.
Yeah, cool.
Not according to Vince McMahon.
Right.
All right.
Anyways, yeah.
On to the next letter.
Ray.
Continue to mark.
On to the next. On to the next.
All right, so I have the letter L, and this is the one, like I said, I couldn't think of, like, for some reason I just totally blanked on movies that start with the letter L. I'm like, Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme about a secret underground fighting ring?
Yeah, that movie was awesome, man.
I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the twist at the end. I just didn't know it well enough to be able to talk about it. So
you just thought of Lion King. Come on.
No, I'm not a Lion King guy. You know those T-shirts that say I'm a Paul Heyman guy? My T-shirt would say I'm not a Lion King guy.
Aww.
So
Mufasa, man.
Dad.
You better shut your mouth.
So here's my first runner-up, and this is shout outs to Jen. So if you're playing the I Like Liking Things and Exercise and Positivity drinking game, I just mentioned Jen's name, so you have to take a drink.
That's a drink.
And a nod to her. One of the movies that I'm going to pick is Legally Blonde.
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
And specifically the courtroom scene, and she gives a great line. She says she exercises. Exercises releases endorphins. Endorphins make people happy. Happy people just don't kill people.
Yeah.
And I really like that one. That one comes up. And then the other one that I wanted to choose that I needed a ruling on. I didn't know if we could choose movies that start with A or N, but seeing as how Adam went for his E to be Endgame and not Avengers Endgame, we let that one slide.
Whatever.
It's okay. I take a similar
bitch.
liberty later on.
Yeah. Me too.
So I picked
cheaters, you all.
Yep, cheating.
So I picked as another runner-up, A League of Their Own.
There you go.
Specifically,
I love that.
It's become such a cliche, and you guys are gonna know. But it's become such a cliche, the line.
Used to be my childhood dream.
But it's when you watch the scene happen and you watch the whole movie, it's brilliant. And it is exactly that. There's no crying in baseball scene. It's amazing. When you just say the line, it's like, oh, yeah, I recognize the line from the thing. But when you watch the whole scene play out, it's brilliant. Tom Hanks is brilliant.
It is really good.
The actor that plays the ball player that he's yelling at, she's amazing in it. Like, it's just such a spectacular scene.
Lori Petty?
Really
I think it's Lori Petty.
No,
Lori Petty was Kit.
This is the blonde chick whose kid is on the bus.
Yeah, still Willing.
Shithead.
Yeah. But yeah, that scene there. But the one that I actually went with is it's a British movie. It's a movie that Brittany and I watch every holiday season, and it is Love Actually.
Oh,
And the specific scene, now there's a ton of good scenes in that movie. It's really, really solid across the board. But the one I want to go for is, so for people that haven't seen the movie and are okay with that black moldy spot on their heart, there's a scene in the movie where there's a scene. You just burped up that spot.
That's what Tank thinks about that movie.
Yeah, that's what Tank thinks about Love Actually. But there's a character in the movie named Colin, who is a British guy. He says he can't meet girls in England, so he's going to go to America and meet a girl. And it's completely unrealistic. It could never, ever happen in real life, which is what makes it amazing. He goes to an average bar in Wisconsin within driving distance from the airport, and he meets, it's one girl. I forget her name. She's like the non-famous one, but she also meets January Jones, who is in Mad Men, who is in American Wedding as... I forget her name. She had a goofy name in the movie.
She was in First Class, X-Men First Class.
She was
Emma
in X-Men.
Frost.
Yep. Which put a pin in that one. Just saying. Yeah. Hashtag just saying. But he goes and he meets them, and they're like, "Oh, we're in this tiny apartment, and we've only got one bed, and we don't have pajamas, and we all sleep together to keep warm. But you can come with us." I'm like, "There's no way this would happen in real life." And then like Shannon Elizabeth walks in, and then. Who's the other one? Oh god, she's been on my list forever. Alicia Cuthbert of 24 fame, of The Girl Next Door fame, of
The Ranch.
The Ranch. So she's so it's those three, and then so he goes there and likes this whole scene, and apparently adult things happen to Colin, and it's just amazing. Because Single Me is like, this is amazing. Why doesn't this happen?
Ray books a flight to Wisconsin.
I booked a flight to Wisconsin, and it was a horrible disappointment. Just bratwurst.
Just cheese.
Just cheese, which actually, is not a bad second prize.
What the
not
fuck
a bad
is
runner
wrong
up
with bratwurst?
Brats and cheese.
Yeah. So that's gonna be my pick is Colin's Conquest, and then as to put a button on it, he goes back to his friend in England, and oh by the way, here's her friend, and it's friggin' Denise Richards when she was still like in her prime.
Jesus Christ, there's some freaking hotties in this one.
Yeah, so
I'm about to watch this.
So that's the one. So Love Actually is really good. You would appreciate it. It's got Alan Rickman in it too. Rest in peace. It's got Mr. Bean in a very important cameo.
Isn't Andrew Lincoln in it? Oh boy, Rick Grimes.
Yes. Yeah. His Keira Knightley when she was still throwing friggin' 100-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Whew.
It's really, really solid. It is an excellent movie. Very sweet, very hopeful. Hugh Grant just kills it in the movie, but Colin and his Conquest is what does it for me.
Nice.
All right, so that's the letter L. So we are up to M for Mata, who is apparently.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. That's a reference for you, Adam. Who do you got?
Marley and Me.
Oh Jesus!
No! I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I haven't actually seen that movie.
I don't think you've seen it. I was about to say, I don't think you've seen that.
Yeah, you probably cry at the end when the dog dies.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, because we're human, you robot.
Yeah, right.
It's a fucking movie. The dog doesn't actually die.
Yeah, he does. Shut up. Anyway, no, what I actually went with, and before you cast down your hellfire and brimstone, I have a reason. But my movie I went with is Mac and Me.
And it's big fan of windmills.
No, it's only because of I only will watch that on the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version where they rip it to shreds.
Oh, fantastic!
Hey,
that's how I watched 3 Twilight movies because it's so funny on Rip Tracks. I'm with you.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah. Pretty nice, huh?
Pretty nice. Crap. That's what I was meant to say.
That's why I was gonna let you hit it out the park.
Darn it!
Swing and a miss. Yeah.
Drugs.
No, they absolutely torched that movie, and I know that's kind of a backdoor in. But yeah,
it's fine. It's fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun watching because it was also like it's still new seasons of like Mystery Science Theater, and I'm like, hell yes, let's go. This movie is trash. This alien always looks like he's getting poked in the butthole.
Can I interject for a second to add a little extra to this?
Uh-huh.
The Paul Rudd Conan thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Where every time he shows up on Conan, he plays a clip of Mac and Me. He goes, "Here's the clip from my new movie."
Yeah. From Ant-Man and Wasp. Oh, wait.
Yeah. And there's like 10 years of it straight of him doing this.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And Conan's like, "You son of a bitch," every time.
I honestly can't even think of the movie Mac and Me if I've ever even seen it.
It's an E.T. ripoff, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Horrible
Yeah.
E.T. ripoff. Kid in the wheelchair.
Yeah, it's an ET ripoff. I saw it in the theater.
McDonald's sponsored.
Okay, but even I knew that it was because ET was the extraterrestrial. Mac was MAC stood for mysterious alien creature.
Yeah.
And I only saw it once in the theater. I was like, this is kind of ripoff, but it wasn't bad. It's not. It's like Howard the Duck. I haven't seen Howard the Duck as an adult, so I just remember it as like a weird, quirky kind of movie. Because I saw it in the theaters when I was like 6, so that's 6-year-old me's, not gonna. Yeah. I'm not gonna relitigate cases that were tried when I was 6 years old.
Right. So bad it's good.
Howard the Duck is cool. I've seen it multiple times.
Fiedler, Mac and Me is like if The Room and E.T. fucked and had a baby.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Like
who has R? By the way,
right. Exactly.
I did not hit him. I did not.
I did not.
Oh God!
Did you guys?
Hi, Mac.
Hey, Tank.
Oh, hi, Mac.
Tank, can I tell you that you're tearing me apart right now?
Can I? You know what? Since we're here already, and there's no such thing as guilty pleasures, and we're winding down, I like liking things and exercise and positivity. Anyway, speaking of positivity, can I just tell you? Is this a space that is safe enough for me to say?
Probably not, but go ahead.
From the story, simply the story. All right, that Tommy Wiseau was trying to tell. Really enjoyed the story of The Room. Really enjoy it. I feel really bad for his character. It makes me so sad. Like his friends betray him, his girlfriend betrays him. He kills himself at the end. Spoiler alert. It's a really tragic story. It's just done so terribly. But if you were just telling someone the story,
no, he's
just telling.
Go on.
He's not wrong. The only problem is that the best actor is the English bulldog in the flower shop.
Yes.
I mean,
Hi, doggy. Hi, doggy.
Hi, doggy.
Hi, doggy.
You know, my favorite part of that movie is the rousing game of football they play. I tell you what.
So
right next to each other. I throw farther to my son than that.
Oh my God. But I really enjoyed the story, but that's one of those movies where I too only saw the riff tracks version of it. So it's hilarious and it was a great time. But it's just the execution is just terrible. So that is probably the hottest take in all of I liking things and exercise.
I would say so.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the story they were trying to tell. Unsuccessful.
That's going on your grave.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about Mac and Me, so I will.
It's just goofy and fun.
Yeah, it was fun to watch it on Mystery Science Theater. So that's what I.
It's the things it influenced that made it great.
Yeah, like McDonald's dancing and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, who's up with N? Tankus?
Woo! Yep. I have 2 of them. I have one that's really short. No Country for Old Men. The coin toss scene with the old proprietor. Like, it's just so intense. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but it's
about that.
It's
about that.
I really. Oh God, Mike, help me.
Nope. I never seen it.
Oh my God.
I only watched Epic because I fell asleep and I never.
Oh man.
Watch it.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to skip this. Good thing I have something else. I have something else that at least Ray will love. Yes. Not another teen movie.
Yes! Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. That's my favorite of all the spoof movies. It's not even close.
Oh my God. That's fantastic. Oh God. I guess we're not getting to O through Z because we're gonna run lines for not another teen movie for the rest of the.
We may not break the Irving scale, but we may break the elapsed episode time record for this friggin' show.
Oh my God! It's just so perfect. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. So it's like the climax airport scene.
Yes.
And Ricky Lipman comes up and says, "I am not going to let you hurt Janie again." And okay, because besides, I love her. And Jake goes, "Well, so do I." And Ricky Lipman Yes, but I'm the best friend, and I have been in front of her face the whole time, and she just hasn't really realized it yet, but she will. Jake Weiler says, well, I'm the reformed cool guy who's learned the error of his ways. I'm going to forgive me. She's going to forgive me for my mistakes and realize that I really love her. And then Ricky pauses and goes, damn it, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Good shit.
And I'll tell you what, I thought that whole The Room take was the hottest take. Get ready for the hottest take in the new hottest take in the history of the show.
The new.
Chris Evans was good as Captain America and all. But to me, he will always be Jake Weiler.
Yo.
When I see him in commercials for Knives Out, I don't go, ooh, Cap. I go, hey, it's Jake Weiler.
I mean, you could have said Johnny
I don't
Storm.
know if I don't know if I can ride with you guys on it, but I get it.
Yeah,
but I
sure.
get it.
For sure.
I think it's his first big role.
I'll say this.
Rocketed him.
I'll say this. When I saw the Fantastic Four movie, I was like, oh hey, they got Jake Wilder.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure that kept happening.
Right.
The movie is just like the scene where like little background things are hilarious. So when Jamie Presley is the mean girl, like dumps water on Kyler Lee's character. And on Janie Briggs, he's got glasses and ponytail. And let's not forget about her pink-covered overalls. They pour water. It's very clearly a bottle of water on her dress. Someone in the background goes, "That's gonna stain," and it's just so dumb, but it's hilarious. And like, there's a slow clap. Like the party scene alone is hilarious. Like they've got the token black guy. Who I don't know his name. I can look it up, but
Save the Last Dance guy.
No. So there's the token black guy in the movie, but he sees Sean Patrick, whatever the hell, from
Thomas.
Save the Last Dance, and he goes, "What are you doing here? Oh, I'm supposed to be the only black guy in here." And then they both go, "Shit, damn, I know.
That's whack.
That's whack."
Do you know what my favorite part of that movie is? They have the
I'm broken.
they have the shit. God damn, he's done.
He's broken.
Oh God, they broke him.
Tank, he has a family.
This is like episode number 73. I've been on I've had you guys on the show before, Irving, Joe. I've never cracked like this on an episode.
Woo-hoo,
but not another
it.
teen movie did it. I haven't seen it in so long.
I win. Woo!
Back.
Oh
God.
You know what my favorite part? That it's just like my favorite little thing is when they have the Shannon Elizabeth adjacent foreign exchange student.
Yes.
And the subtitles avoid her nipples. I'm like, that's just good movie making right there. That's Hollywood.
Oh man,
it's quality.
Yep. The last one, and then we'll move on. Although I appreciate the ab workout. When Jake is walking through the hall and he sees a picture of himself, and then he goes to the picture of him looking at a picture of himself, and he just turns around with that smirk.
So good.
Oh, God bless Chris Evans. God bless Jake Weiler forever and ever.
Forever.
Oh, Tangus, excellent pick. Excellent choice.
I just, and I'm not the hugest fan of it. And like, I watched it and it's been quite a few years, but I know that's like your ultimate jam. So I was like, oh, I got to do it. I got to do it.
Oh, it's just so funny. It's perfect. Do you have any, aside from No Country for Old Men? And I'll tell you what, going back to that one, I confused that with There Will Be Blood. Yeah. I feel like maybe they came around.
Which about that?
They came out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
I've only seen the end where it was where Javier Bardem's character sort of towards the end and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just boy. So they kind of blend together.
Yeah,
I
for
agree.
me.
I get it. I get what you mean.
Well, and I haven't seen either of them, so yeah, they definitely bleed together. I know one's about oil and one's about Javier Bardem being angry and chasing people.
Yeah, he's like a crazy assassin.
Right.
Yeah. He with like just a terrible haircut. So that's
trust me.
That's kind of why.
I haven't seen There Will Be Blood, but I recommend No Country for Old Men.
Terrible haircut. He's basically a black-haired He-Man, dude. Get out of here.
Yep, that's true. So No Country for Old Men came out in 2000.
Or your hang up?
In 2007. So There Will Be Blood, I think, was also 2007. I was right. So they both came out around the same time. So I don't know anything about the plots. There might not be anything about similar to either of them. I don't think this is a deep impact.
I don't think so. I don't think they're similar.
Nope, they're not close at all.
No, okay, good. So I'm just so they all just look alike to me. That's basically what we're getting at here. And of course, by you people, I mean blacks and Puerto Ricans.
Yep.
All right.
And I mean the Asians. Wait, no. Cut his mic. Fiedler is my best friend. I can say that.
Oh my god! All right, Mike, please.
That totally tracks.
What do you have for the letter O?
O. It's a little bit of slim pickings compared to my previous letters, but I narrowed it down to 2. What movies do you guys think I narrowed it down to?
My guess is "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Oh, I hope.
My guess is Orange County.
Nope.
Okay, that's all I got.
That's a good movie, though.
Tank, guess. Guess for Tank.
Groundhog's Day. Sorry, I couldn't do it.
Ogs, wild.
Groundhog's
Day.
Yeah. Oh, Ogs. Wild Ogs.
Groundhog's Day is very good. What is it?
Wild Ogs sounds good. It's like, oi, Wild Ogs.
Wild Ogs, eh? Oi.
I took it down to 2 comedies, Office Space and Old School.
There you go. Okay.
Loaded.
I like both.
And I decided to go with Old School just because I think Will Ferrell is fucking brilliant in that.
Yes.
And my favorite part
You're crazy, man.
and then for him, I had to narrow it down to 2 scenes. The Frank in the Tank, he's gonna do one more, and then he ends up streaking through the quad naked.
It's so good once it hits the lips.
And gets picked up by his wife and her friends butt ass naked and ask if we're gonna get KFC.
Is the KFC still open?
Yeah.
So good.
You know what the best part of that is he's like, more coming. They're like, who's coming?
Yeah. And then I think my favorite scene with him was during like the Olympic event type thing shit they were doing. He just asked the question and like he goes like in full like freaking idiot savant mode and starts like spewing off like the perfect answer. And then when he's done, he's like, wait, what just happened? What just happened? Like blacked out and moved to another space.
You know what else is very good from him is when he's doing the locker room speech and he's like, we gotta keep our composure.
You my boy, Blue.
Yes, Dust in the Wind was very good.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
As much as I love Oh Brother and Office Space, you can't go wrong with Old School.
There's some other good ones. The Ocean series.
Sure.
Oh yes. God damn yeah. That's my shit.
The original Kings of Comedy. I don't know if you count that as a movie because it's just recorded stand up, but that shit was
It's amazing.
Well, we counted. I mean, what did we count? YouPorn?
Yeah.
Pornhub?
Avengers Endgame.
So I know we counted one of those. I think. We can definitely count.
Then there was a horror series, Omen.
Okay. Yep.
Then once again, back to the fucking martial arts with On Bak. The On Bak series. Which,
first time I've seen that. Holy shit!
With Tony Jaa. It's just all really fucking crazy, awesome martial arts shit.
It's like the Raid style almost.
Is he really good in that? Does Jaa rule?
Do what?
It's murder.
Tony Jaa, does he rule? Jaa rule. Yeah. I got it. Good job. I liked it. I'll give it up for that one.
Besides that, there's not much like outside of those. Like, there's a bunch of movies on there, but like with O's, but I've never heard of them.
Some of them were difficult. I'm with you. I had to do some Googling for sure.
Yeah, or they're foreign as shit.
Yeah.
So, Operation Dumbo Drop.
Okay. Sure.
That's an 01. It's not really that good.
I
but,
mean, you don't have to say bad movies. You can just say ones that you like.
It's family entertainment.
Sure.
Yeah. Here's another classic. Orgasmo.
Oh,
wow.
I've never seen that.
The hell is that?
It's got Trey Parker in it.
And he's a I guess a super.
Man, that's over my head.
Kind of. He's like a superhero that jizzes on stuff or something. I don't remember. I didn't see it, but yeah.
Quality.
His crotch is heavily featured.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I quote, his crotch is heavily featured.
Yeah.
The only other really big one that I was able to think of was the Orient Express, just because it's had so many remakes.
Isn't it called Murder on the Orient Express though?
Well, there's also just the Orient Express.
Okay. Don't say Oriental when you're referring to
I was waiting for that.
No, things are okay, not people.
Not people.
Yeah, rugs, fine.
Yeah.
The Oral Express.
Not so much.
Music and food are good. That's fine.
I might be like missing one or two, but yeah, that's pretty much it for O.
That's cool. Right on, man.
That's good.
It made my pick pretty easy.
For sure. Yeah.
Gave you an O face?
Yeah.
Speaking
of Office Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took it for a ride on the boner coaster.
If I did Office Space, it would have been when they went fucking completely ham on that copier.
Well, yeah, for sure. Anything Michael Bolton does.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Fantastic. So, yeah.
Oh boy,
Ray, show us your PP.
All right. So I have the letter P, and all right.
He went with Pornhub.com.
I went with Pornhub, but only like the really helpful tutorials in the comment sections that are apparently really wholesome.
Okay, gonna need some.
The ones with the articles in them.
Can you send me some links later?
Yeah, like lots of soft lighting and couples. That's what I.
Gotcha.
I have.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Since we're here, okay. So
educational purposes only.
Yeah, that's it. Did we break Adam?
Yeah, I think you broke Adam
a little bit. I'm okay. Continue. I'll mute myself.
Look, all I know is this one girl is doing really bad at school, and her teacher's trying to find ways. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've really only gotten through the first minute or so, but
wait,
I don't know what the dress code is at the school, but he seems really interested in giving her some extra credit. I gotta watch the rest of it later, but it seems like really nurturing and helpful. I think it's educational.
I don't even think their clothes are off in the first minute.
Wait.
Yeah,
wait.
About that, Ray.
Wait, you're not Robert Downey Jr.?
It hurts. Is that what you say when you pee?
Yeah, that's what they say later on in that school movie.
What about their clothes now?
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, you got me worried. I don't know. Still porn.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I sat on the scale and it went error.
Oh god.
Okay. So my
Wait, what are we doing? We're doing a podcast?
Yeah,
we're doing a podcast. We're still
I'm blacked out.
Anyone still listening to this?
No, it's just
us.
I don't know. I don't even know.
For us now.
It's just us.
It's just us. All right. So my picks for the letter P, there's two of them. One of them, the first runner-up, rather. Like always, they have two runners-up and then the main one. The first runner-up is Pulp Fiction, and specifically, my favorite scene in the movie,
Sam Jackson,
hands down, is what they speak English and what English, motherfucker? Do you speak it? Oh my god! It's just
so
Sam
good.
Jackson, like at the height of his powers.
Oh, he's so
not
good.
Cussing just because, like, this is the movie where Sam Jackson made it cool that Sam Jackson curses. Every other movie was to reference the cursing in this movie because of how great he was at it.
Exactly.
And it fit his character and it fit the scene perfectly. That's Quentin Tarantino's writing. That's Samuel L. Jackson's just brilliance, and it's so memorable. So that's the first one.
Can we say the hot take? Hughes outshined everybody. Like everybody's like Travolta.
Not a hot take at all.
Travolta was okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find a lot of kickback on that.
I hope not.
And the thing about Travolta was that he was excellent in the movie, but because before that he was in Look Who's Talking Now, where they had the dogs start talking. Which I mean, my wife loves.
It's a big jump in like
take shots at it, but
genre.
Yeah, I mean, like, so to hear him in a movie geared at adults, where he's really got some good material to work with in a character that isn't supposed to be necessarily likable in a traditional sense, but he was completely blown off the page by definitely by Sam Jackson, maybe by Uma Thurman, but not in a negative way. Uma was just incredible in the movie, but the scene at Lance's place where he's about to jab the adrenaline needle into Uma Thurman's chest, he's just amazing there. But Sam Jackson, just prove, like, Travolta is like 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and maybe a steal. And then you've got Sam Jackson, who put up 45 and 18 and just a dominating sort of performance. So that's
absolutely.
My first one. My second one, this one might kind of be a sort of deep cut. It's a Christian Slater movie from 1990 called Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah, that's a good jam.
Yeah, and I know you've seen it. I don't know. Yeah. I know you've seen it, Tank. I don't know if Mike or Adam have seen it.
Nope.
But it's so it's very, very, I feel
very
like
80s.
It's very 80s. It's like just turned into 1990, so it's dated in terms of that. But I feel like the content and the story, much like The Room, no, much better than The Room.
Yeah, better.
But the story itself is, I think, really good. It's one of those teen angst movies, but it's not just like
80s teen angst. Yeah,
yeah, and it's just not. It's about the angst. But it's also about like the disillusionment with what the world was at that point. So you're 2 years after, the Reaganomics days, you're 2 years into Bush, you're maybe a year away from Desert Storm. And it was just kind of like the cynicism was starting to sort of settle in. And I feel like Christian Slater's character, Mark, but his DJ, he plays a pirate DJ named Happy Harry Hardon. And he's got a pirate
We're back to you, Porn.
Right. I thought we were there when he said Bush.
Does he wear an eye patch?
No, he does not. But
does he say,
no. So
I'm going to plunder your booty. Har 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 har.
Oh my God. So he goes on these really incredible monologues, and that's what I was going to pick. He's got all these really great speeches. So it's one of those. I don't think it's available on streaming. You might have to pay to actually watch it, but I think it's really good, and I go to it a couple of times. Some of the characters, at one point, one of the characters commits suicide in the movie. And it's not necessarily a spoiler, but the speech that Mark as Happy Harry Hardon gives is just brilliant. And it's just such an incredible movie. It's very meaningful for me. And I went in a different kind of into a different kind of direction when I started doing the podcast. I wanted to do something positive and uplifting, especially given these troubled times. I feel like the world needs that more than they need another guy ranting and raving. So that's why I did.
Absolutely.
So that's what I did. Why I did, but the Happy Harry Hardon part of it, the speeches and some of the truth telling, I think is really exceptional. So anyway, so those are my two runners up.
Christian Slater too, man. Like
yeah,
Gleaming
absolutely.
the Cube, Heathers, like just spot on.
Yeah, he's throwing heat the whole friggin' time, and it's just brilliant. But anyway, so sorry for the long way around there, but the actual pick itself, and viewers of the podcast, or listeners, viewers, patrons of the podcast, the dozens and dozens are gonna be able to see this coming from a mile away. My pick for the letter P is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh,
nice.
Oh,
and
did it to us. All right.
Pod racing.
And the scene that I'm going to go with, it's not an easy choice. It's not a difficult choice. Even the people that have their issues with the prequels will be able to agree on this. The lightsaber duel between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Maul.
Absolutely.
Specifically when they're in the hangar and the doors open and bum 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 bum, and Darth Maul finally shows up, and because it was in the trailer, you're going to see the double-sided lightsaber, and that is just going to be incredible. And it's probably the best lightsaber duel in the entire series of movies. What happens in Rise of Skywalker remains to be seen.
I can agree, though. Yeah,
Anakin versus Obi-Wan in Episode 3 might be my personal favorite, but as far as like in a vacuum, objective best, I think that's got to be. I think that's got to be it.
Also,
it's just
cool.
Incredible.
Also, that lightsaber duel with Darth Maul getting killed is what actually set up Anakin becoming Darth Vader. Because if he didn't die, then Palpatine, because Darth Maul was Palpatine's apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
So if Darth Maul wouldn't have died, then Palpatine never would have taken Anakin as his apprentice, and we never would have had Darth Vader. Because with the they had the rule too that there could only be two of them at a time.
Much like the Highlander. There can only be two.
Yep.
Oh wait, no,
and,
I messed it up.
And I think he needed. So at that point in the plan, I think he just needs someone to help him carry out his Black Ops shenanigans. I think once he died and he became Chancellor, I think that's when he brought in Count Dooku, and that's where they did the clone army and all that stuff.
Oh,
you're 100% right.
He just used the shit out of Dooku.
Yeah, exactly.
Dooku was his apprentice for a while, but he was just using Dooku as a tool to once again piss off Anakin even more, or get Anakin roped in even more.
Yep, and the whole time he was in Anakin's ear. But anyway, so that's my pick for the letter P, Phantom Menace, the lightsaber.
I can dig it.
For that, for that, all you had to say was "Duel of the Fates," man, because that's probably the best song in Star Wars, except for maybe the march. That's
the Imperial March is pretty good, but once you get past the initial, it gets kind of weird. There's a lot of little plinky plinks.
I like
There's
it.
some plinky plinks in there.
I like it front to back, but agree to disagree.
Yeah, no, I mean that's just me. I think Duel of Fates. Anything that happened from like the beginning of May 1999 straight through to like August or September 1999, I'm just gonna hold to just a ridiculously high level. So apply whatever grains of salt that you feel are necessary, but that's gonna be my pick. All right, so. So who got stuck with the letter Q?
Me.
I believe that was Adam. Adam, how did you weasel your way out of this one?
This is where I cheated. So I definitely cheated because this is definitely
Quiet Place.
You didn't pick. You didn't pick Quigley Down Under.
Oh man.
No, Quiet Place actually would have been good. I'll tell you what. I'll give you my Quiet Place scene. It's the when she's in the basement and she's got to get the baby. And the thing is down there with her, and she like backs into the spilling water.
Oh man,
that's what I would have picked for if I had thought of the fucking Quiet Place, but I didn't.
What about Quantum of Solace?
No, I didn't. I don't watch James Bond movies. I picked.
And that's not the one.
What about Quick Change with Randy Quaid, Bill Murray, and Gina Davis?
Nope, guys.
There actually is a movie called Quebec.
Guys, my movie doesn't begin with Q. I went with Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a stretch, and I pulled something getting there. Yeah, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on it because I cheated my ass off. But it was when the mic stand breaks on Freddy, and he just goes with it and still kicks ass, and that movie's just really awesome. And I was like, I got nothing for Q because I'm dumb.
What about Queer Duck the movie?
Nope.
What the frick?
Nope.
Yep, that's the movie 2006.
Nope. Didn't see that one. Yeah, but
is it on YouPorn? Sorry.
Yes, sure is. That's all I got, guys. I mean.
It's fine. It's fine.
We could say
that works.
Actually, we could say let's go Quiet Place because I've seen that more recently.
How about this? Can I mention a scene from there?
Yeah, go.
Well, I mean, it's Krasinski looking at his children, knowing that he has to scream, he has to yell.
That was
so he can get the attention of the animal, the monster.
And here's a movie that's crazy.
Here's a movie that might be relevant. Quid Pro Quo.
Never seen it.
You're really digging in them trenches, brother.
Stop Googling stuff, Fiedler.
What about the Quickie Express?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced quiche.
You know what I'll say about that scene? I saw A Quiet Place really late. Like I saw it after they announced that there was going to be a sequel. So
I still haven't seen it. I want to. I don't know that I'm.
I bullied him into it.
Well,
I bullied him into it.
Spoiler,
oh shit! Didn't know that.
Spoiler alert, Ray.
No, it's okay. Listen, I put it the same way I put Get Out, which is another good G movie.
Right.
I knew everything that happened in Get Out, but not how it happened, and I still ended up really enjoying and appreciating it. I figured A Quiet Place, it's been out long enough so that I'm not going to sit there and try to put in spoiler rules for you, so it's absolutely fine.
But it surprised the shit out of me with that scene, because like I'm thinking, oh, I know there's a second one, there's no way Jim's dying. But then sure shit. Yeah. But I really that was a really good movie, and I want to know the number of reshoots they did, just like when they were playing the board game. Like, they use these soft things as game pieces, and they're like, "Fuck, that makes noise. We got to reshoot this." It's like the attention to detail in that movie was spectacular,
especially for a first-time director. Like that's crazy. Or like second time. I think he did one small movie before that.
And so here's a question that I have about the movie. Legit question.
Okay. Now, I know that like part of the plot of the movie is that they have to be quiet because there's these creatures out there and they go at you like sound. It's like so it's like one of those like Tremors but with things sort of there. Do they have a score to the movie, or is the movie itself like actually quiet?
No, the movie is quiet the whole time.
That's really interesting.
I don't remember music at all.
I don't think so.
Okay.
If at all, maybe the smallest little thing, maybe in the credits or something like that.
Or like maybe the music is like super low, but I don't remember any music in it.
Yeah,
which
helps.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like you're in there with them.
You start getting paranoid, like what sound, and you're just Yep. It's a great movie, definitely worth a watch.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, Tankus,
yes, sir.
You can rev your engines with number. Damn it. Let's try that again. Tankus, you can rev our engines with the letter R. There you go.
Vroom. Okay. So, I have two like kind of quick ones. Rogue One.
Yeah.
Vader's lightsaber. Badass end scene. Like
that's not
dude. Like. The three of us saw that in theaters and we're like freaking popping boners. We're like, oh, like it was insane.
We're doing
insane.
Like brothers. It's not gay because we're not touching each other's dicks.
Yeah, it was just.
You think you're excited? Check out these nipples.
Yeah, so there's many moments in that. Like we can all round table that, but like. That was just amazing because it was the update of Vader, like, and I know they showed a little bit at the end of the prequels, but you didn't get to see Vader really go off, especially with the new,
never got to see him in his prime.
Technology. Yeah, the new technology and the new visuals. So like, seeing him do that, you're just like, whoa, like.
You saw Prime Anakin. You never saw Prime Vader. I mean, I know they call it, but you never saw Prime armored up Vader.
Yeah.
And
to be able to see him
he
just sort of
so much shit. And it's
oh my god!
You hear about all of his exploits and how fearsome he is, but to see him just completely go nuts on people. And just the movie was
through
so
that hallway.
So incredible.
Not only that, but like he's so composed in the original trilogy. To see that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. That movie's a masterpiece. That's probably my favorite Star Wars movie.
It's up there.
Yeah, I have no problem with that whatsoever.
My other one is Ready Player One.
Okay.
And I like it just because I like the book a lot, but I really enjoyed the movie, especially when a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, it's so different." Fuck off, you know.
I prefer the movie to the book because of the changes that they chose to make.
Yeah, I mean, then who cares, you know? I liked the epic fight scene, of course, like the Iron Giant and the Gundam mech, and just like all these amazing characters. Like pop culture characters, just like geared up like Avengers Endgame almost. They go fight the bad guy.
I wanted my
know?
D&D scene.
Can I give you my favorite line from that big fight scene?
Sure, do it.
It's fucking Chucky.
Yeah. When Chucky's running and Freddy, and you're like, it's Chucky. Yeah,
you only get one F-bomb in the movie, and they chose it. It might be the most perfect one F-bomb in the history of one F-bombs.
Oh yeah. That's a great fun movie, but I love that scene because you just see all these big pop culture characters all fighting together to fight this bad guy, this evil corporation. So it was just really cool. So that's my 2 R's. I'm sure there's plenty of R's, but those are the 2 that popped up in my mind the most.
Yeah, those are solid.
So, yeah.
Good calls.
All right.
Yep.
So, Mike, you've got the letter S.
S. So S is just fucking chock full.
I have to say, that's a big one.
Ideas like it's not even funny. It's there's just too many. It makes it
Slap
too hard
shot.
to choose.
Yep. Saw.
Sure.
Spaceballs. Shawshank Redemption.
Star Wars, Star Trek. It's got like all the big fucking series.
Chicago.
No, that's
Chicago.
Scream movies.
That's what I was thinking of.
The Scream movies, the Scary Movie series. Anything with Scooby Doo, they may not be the best. They're still entertaining.
They're fun.
Give us like 5.
Starsky and Hutch. Stripes. I'm just looking at my movies now.
Yep.
7.
Stripes.
7's very good.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Masterpiece.
Yeah. It's the Shrek series.
Yep.
It's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, so many Spider-Man.
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 Yes, Spider-Man.
Sure.
Irving Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Sister Act.
Oh, yes. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Yep. Yeah, there's just so many, but
What'd you
I
pick?
decided to keep it simple. And I sort of tied between 2 of them because there are 2 scenes I really liked. Shawshank Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
When Andy Dufresne finally escapes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Crawl through a mile of shit.
Yeah. And then the other scene movie I chose was 7. And the scene that I chose was "What's in the box?"
Yeah.
What's in the box?
That's a great.
Come on, what's in the box?
Sure.
Right, yeah, that was an amazing way to end that movie. But there's a lot of S movies. Space Jam.
Oh,
yeah.
Which that's Spaceballs. Space Jam is relevant because they're talking about doing
Usually
a
swap
remake with LeBron James and Michael.
Oh, they are. No, they are. They filmed it this summer.
It's gonna be fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be great.
The
Santa Claus movies.
I don't know. LeBron was really good in Trainwreck, so maybe
he was really good.
I mean,
yeah, but he wasn't LeBron. Oh no, he was LeBron. He was as LeBron James. In that movie.
That's true. So I think he's gonna be a better actor than Jordan by a long shot.
Yeah,
he's doing an Eminem in 8 Mile.
Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Basically. No, I mean, Space Jam was really awesome and the soundtrack was kick ass. But
yes, it was.
I'd reserve some judgment.
Slam into the jam.
I think it's gonna get shit on because of nostalgia.
Of course it is.
But
yeah.
We're gonna shit on it.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Super bad.
Oh, super bad.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Sex Drive, that's another one that's in my list right now. At home.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Troopers are so good.
Bug's a dead bug.
Yep.
S is freaking the MVP, I think,
Super
man.
Mario Brothers.
Oh, where's Barreras? Street Fighter the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
All the Supermans.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's
first
just,
4.
It's not. Yeah, I don't. It's what.
You could do this for hours.
Yeah,
honestly,
I really could.
Yeah, but no,
It's
those were good picks.
Hell yeah!
I have a feeling Ray's gonna have the same problem with T.
Yeah.
Even though you exclude the.
Yeah. Well, so I'll jump right into it with T. So I went with kind of the first one that popped in. Titties, Revenge of Titties.
She
titties
said
one.
school, right? And she needs extra credit.
Yeah.
She's really concerned about her grade point average. Her father will apparently kill her if she doesn't get good grades.
Hey, did you guys see Groundhog
Maybe
Day?
her teacher could raise up her grade.
This sounds like this should be like a sequel. This.
So my first runner up option for T is it's called Twild Hogs. And so my first one, we actually did kind of reference this a little bit earlier when Mike was talking about Kindergarten Cop was, and the movie that I chose is Twins.
Yeah.
Just because I mean it's not the one I chose, it's one of the runner ups.
Sure.
Because I like that. I like Schwarzenegger's speech about how he, it's whatever 87 nautical miles southwest of Fiji. Just that whole speech, like it always tickled me. I think when a car drives on his side and he says, "I can teach you how to do that," and Danny DeVito says, "Let me teach you something about America. No one likes a smartass." When Danny DeVito says, "I'm sure you're used to catching your own fish and cooking on open fire, but here on the mainland we just nuke it because my father called a microwave the nuke machine." For like a really long time afterwards.
Hey,
and my father...
Make sure he doesn't say that to the Japanese.
No, he does not. To the Orientals, no, he doesn't. Not at all.
Oh, Jesus.
How dare you insult my people?
Right.
That is a callback to a bit, not an actual inflammatory statement.
Fiedler's whole body is cultural appropriation.
Guys, unfortunately, after this, Ray's going to have to resign from I Like Liking Things.
Right.
This is it. It's like that scene in The Replacements. What are they going to do? Fire me? It's the last show.
There you go.
Oh, man.
No, I apologize to the Asian community for my joke.
Remember
I was
when
just
Shane
making a joke.
Falco's dog got killed in The Replacements?
No, it's terrible.
You remember when they all had a team meeting? They watched Groundhog's Day.
That's what they watched for film sessions.
Yep,
that's it. They were just Clifford Franklin was watching Groundhog Day. So Twins just sort of in general, where they put the whole pile of chains on the guy at the end, and Danny DeVito says that guy's got a lot on his mind. Kelly Preston was in the movie. Whenever I hear "I Only Have Eyes for You," I think of Danny DeVito singing that song to the girl that's not Kelly Preston. It's just a really solid movie. It's a good time. I bet it holds up really well, and I get those vibes. I think it was planted subconsciously because The Rock and Danny DeVito are going to be in Jumanji: The Next Level that comes out in a couple of weeks.
Oh, Jesus!
And I think that's part of like sort of what sort of put that in my head. The other one is another sort of epic movie. We've already talked about Star Wars, but another epic movie series, and actually just again something that Feed said referencing his pick for Clerks was Lord of the Rings, but specifically The Two Towers, which is my favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yep, agreed.
Specifically the scene. Now, if I could just pick the entire Battle of Helm's Deep, like once all the Uruk-hai get
Let's say I like the battle. That's my thing.
Yeah, once they get to Helm's Deep, it's just on, and it's amazing.
Where
but specifically,
one battle is a whole act of a movie.
Yeah, it's maybe my favorite battle scene, maybe of all time. Avengers is really good.
It's up there.
Endgame is really good. I think like you'd have a it's not a culmination of 22 movies in 11 years,
right?
But it was still amazing without it. But specifically the part where they're on the bridge and Gimli goes, "Oh, we can take them." And he goes, "I cannot jump the distance. You'll have to toss me." And he goes, "Don't tell the elf."
Yes. No.
And he chucks him over, and then Aragorn jumps over, and the music builds. Dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
Oh my God, I was really, really, really dark place, really bad time around when that movie came out, and I just that whole thing just gave me
fell in love with that world. I bet.
Like the world itself, the speech that Samwise makes at the end of the movie, it was really like. You want to talk about that light and that Galadriel gives him, that was me. But that scene was just incredible. It was fun. It was funny. It didn't have to be like this, oh my God, my life. But it was just a great movie moment with Gimli and Aragorn and specifically that one. So that's believe it or not, that's the runner up. The one that I picked ultimately was from Terminator 2. And it was Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and it was the Cyberdyne shootout. When Schwarzenegger, they go up to the top floor, he kicks the desk out the window, he's got the minigun. He's been instructed by John Connor not to kill anybody. So he just opens up and he just, I mean, like it's cops, but they're movie cops, so it's okay to shoot movie cops. And
they can fly a couple hundred feet, no problem.
Yeah, and like he's taking out, it's a goddamn war zone, or it's a minigun or something. I forget what the line is, but he just shoots, like he just takes out everybody, and the music builds, and it's just so heroic. It's just him kicking all this ass, and then he looks and it says casualties 0.0. There's that whole half casualty
so
you gotta worry about. But it to me, like that's just such a big memorable scene. And then if I can add another one from the movie, Sarah Connor. Just like the final girl episode you guys have, which you were dead on when you were like, nobody complained about Ripley or Sarah Connor. It's only when these girls started to come, like the final girls in horror movies. But when all of a sudden they come into Star Wars or whatever, then all of a sudden the women as the strong hero is a bad thing when they've always been around. Yeah. Sarah Connor, when she's reloading the shotgun with one arm. Yeah,
cocking with one arm.
Yes,
oh man,
she's shooting and she comes one shell short. Oh, that kills me every time, but it's just incredible. So that's my pick for the letter T.
Oh yeah.
Incredible. I kind of turned you guys down the whole time for that because I haven't seen T2.
About that?
Yeah, about
you motherfucker.
There's a reason though. I've held off.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. I did want to chime in though and say that I thought you were gonna pick the scene in Two Towers when the Rohirrim come in.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I stood up out of my chair when I was in the movie, and I didn't even stand up at Endgame, but it was because I was like a pile of messy tears the whole time.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you know, for Death and Glory, for your people or whatever, and they ride out and they're going down the stairs and everything, and then Gandalf, at that point I forgot that Gandalf was coming back.
Right.
But when he comes over and what's his name?
Those eagles or whatever.
Eomer?
No. Yeah, when he comes back with them and they go and they just kick ass.
You know, it would have been awesome. It would have been really dope if Eomer had Des and Troy, and he would have just lit up that whole battlefield. Anybody?
Wait, what?
Anybody?
Eomer.
No,
guys, it's Carl Urban, and he had the guns in Ragnarok. I'm gonna need you guys to fucking keep up.
Sorry, I forgot who you're talking about.
I mean, I could probably make better jokes, I guess, but that's not easy.
No.
I'm sure many a nerd popped.
Yeah, it's fine. Shit.
All right, so Adam, you have the letter U.
Okay, this one should be quick. I picked the movie Up.
Oh, nice.
What part did you pick?
The runner-up scene is anything the dog does because he's hilarious.
Squirrel.
But no, the absolute top pick is the first 5 minutes of Better Love Story.
Oh my God, he's so sad.
I mean, fuck you. Like, how do you tell a story?
God damn you, Pixar!
With no words and in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes, yeah. Like, oh my God!
Is it actually 5 minutes? That's always the meme, but like,
I think 5.
It's no more than 10.
More than 10. Yeah,
and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it almost overshadows the rest of the movie.
Well,
yeah, I mean, it's hard to get. Brittany and I managed to make it through a few months ago to watch the rest of the movie, and it's hard to get past that.
It's a good movie afterwards, but it's just that part you go. That just shines, man.
It's kind of kind of like the beginning of Full Metal Jacket. Everybody talks about the first act.
Yes.
And Ray, I know you haven't seen it, but like everybody talks about that. Yeah, everybody talks about the first half of Full Metal Jacket, and everybody talks about the first 10 minutes of Up. Yeah, the parts after that aren't as good, but they're still good. They're still good. Still really good. Like I really like. Yeah. I like the whole movie, but that first 5-10 minutes is. Soul crushing.
Yeah,
freaking nuts.
My wife got real mad at me when I made her watch that movie.
She's like, "You motherfucker!"
Yeah, she's like, "Why?" She's like, "Why did you make me watch that?" I'm like,
"Why are you an asshole?"
I'm like, "Because I've seen it, and now you have to as well."
Yeah, it's just
my fears.
The Pixar. I mean, Pixar had Up was 2009, but the year before that was WALL-E. And they had
speaking of
Eva.
Shit! Wait, don't talk about WALL-E. It sounds like
no. WALL-E was amazing, but what I was going to say was in the beginning of that movie, there's no dialogue for like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
I haven't seen that
there's I mean, like and it's all just while
it emotes a ton.
Yeah, that's part of what makes it beautiful is that they did the whole thing with just this character, and he's just got really his eyes. They're so expressive. And I think Pixar was really on to something where they had that, and then they had the beginning of Up. Like, not to like bash Pixar or whatever, because their track record is perfect. But part of what is less fun about them doing everything with Disney is that they have to come out with these sequels instead of working on some original stuff. Like they have a movie coming out with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be amazing because all of their original stuff is amazing. Like maybe Cars wasn't so great, but like the first
about to fight you.
Who's
Tank's gonna fight
third
you.
one was good. The third one was really good. The second one was
see the third one. Second one
second one was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't see the third one. The second one was okay. The first one
Toy
was just
Story
okay,
sequels were good.
The Toy Story ones were good. 4 kind of
I enjoyed 4.
4, I mean, I liked Duke Kaboom. I liked Ducky and Bunny a lot. Decisions were made in 4 that I didn't agree with. I think that's probably the safest way to say it. But point is, maybe not to heap criticism on Pixar. I'll say that their original movies, the first ones that they do in the series, are usually pretty effing brilliant.
Of course.
So
of course.
That's that. All right. Okay, so...
Coco.
Coco is amazing. Coco makes me sad.
So good.
All right, so Adam, you had you for the letter up. So if I know my alphabets, we are up to Tankus, and Tankus is about to cash in his V card.
Yes, sir.
I'm
my
so happy
V-card.
for you.
Thank you.
You waited till you got married like a good
I don't know whose
boy.
child that is in the other room.
There's a website I can send you to where there's instructional videos that will help you with losing.
If you need extra credit.
Is it related to schoolgirls and teachers? That's how I get it done.
Hey, Tank, I'll tell you.
I mean, they're students, but yeah.
I know what Tank picked. It's a little known Russian flick, and it's called Wild Hogs.
Oh, that's good. Wild Hogs.
Woof, that one hurt.
Yeah,
you loved it.
That one hurt deep.
Deep into the tissue.
Oh my god.
Followed by the other popular German movie, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
Day. Yes.
Oh my god.
Guys, we're comedic geniuses. Let's just say it. This is
the second time you've claimed this today. And I have disagreed both times, but I've had a lot of fun trying to be.
Yeah, let's just accept it. V was it wasn't hard, but there was not a lot of choices, at least to me, when I was looking for. Like a big one was like V for Vendetta, but I'm not big on that movie. I don't mind it.
I like
but
it,
I'm not huge on it.
I watch it every year on the 5th of November.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's cool, but I'm not a huge fan of it, so I didn't pick that one. So I picked Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, I like cheap, goofy disaster flicks.
You should have picked Vontae's Peak.
Let's get applause.
I broke him because he's sick and now he's coughing his lungs out.
I think I'm the only one who didn't break so far tonight.
Well, that's because you're dead inside.
It tracks.
No, it's only partially dead. Remember?
But Tangus,
thank God for Morty.
Yeah. Tangus, when you're done with that, believe me, I got your back and I got a story to tell for you. Go ahead.
Cool. So Volcano, fun little disaster flick starring Tommy Lee Jones. Pretty much like pretty much Dante's Peak. Day After Tomorrow. All those disaster flicks. I love them. They're just guilty pleasures.
I love when people die in droves. Schindler's List, top 5 flick.
Yeah. Oh God.
Was that too dark? That was probably. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
I probably.
Let's talk about dead. Let's go back to Dead Dogs.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Ray's like no more Holocaust talk, please.
More wild hogs.
Yeah.
So in this movie, there's a particular character and actor. I don't know if you guys know.
I thought you were gonna say there's a volcano. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Hey guys, this movie Volcano. Wait. Let me tell you. There's a volcano.
No, I don't buy it.
Does it need
you gotta watch it, I swear.
Does it need extra credit?
No, wait. Also, it erupts.
Oh, fuck. That's not good.
So, there's this great character actor. His name is John Carroll Lynch. I don't know if you guys know of him. Get on your Google machines. But he plays this character named Stan Olber.
Oh, yeah, I know him. He was Drew Carey's brother as the drag queen in the Drew Carey show.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. Perfect. Yep. He's been in a ton of stuff.
In American Horror Story.
Mr. Jingles. Exactly. He's been in a ton of stuff. Great character actor.
Yeah, I like him.
So he plays this character, a Metro Subway foreman, and he's leading this team.
Oh, I remember this now. You son of a bitch.
He's leading this team down to look and help rescue passengers from this derailed train that got trapped in a tunnel, via the volcano erupting and freaking lava going everywhere. So they start rescuing some of the passengers out, and it starts getting closer to the train that's derailed. And it starts kind of coming around it. Fires are starting to come, upon the train. Things are starting to melt. And he noticed the train driver is still in there. And he knows he's passed out. So he picks up this train driver up on his shoulders and starts walking out through the train to get to the exit. And as he's doing it, there's flames all around him. Things are starting to melt. Like I said, his shoes are starting to melt with every step he takes. And he gets to the exit and he notices like his team, his coworkers, and they're like, come on. And he looks down because, he's elevated from being on the train. He sees lava just right behind the train, just like, 5 feet or something. And he's like, what the, oh shit, So he sits there and he's like, I got to get this guy out, and he jumps into the lava. Once he hits that lava, it just freaking tears up his feet. And he does this last ditch, like jerk toss to his teammates and gets the driver over there, small casualties. I think one of his arms was like kind of catching fire on his coat or something, but he hands him over, and then his coworkers just see him screaming in agony, dying, melting into this lava, and he sacrificed himself to save this guy. And it was just like this, I don't know, he's a good character actor. I like that guy, and I'm like, it's just one of those cheesy, but noble things. Like movie scenes, and you're just like, that was really cool, man. I like that, It's a cheap pop. It's a cheap heat, but...
nobility is always great.
Yeah, and it was a great scene. I really enjoyed it. So, I don't know. I just thought that pops in my mind every time I think of that movie, because I'm big into disaster flicks. And when I think of Volcano, I'm like, Tommy Lee Jones, and I go, oh boy, you freaking jumped through the lava. Like, it's just awesome. So...
Well, I can piggyback off that and tell you, I saw Volcano on video, and I actually had an emotional, teary reaction to the big, rousing "Let's all go stop this volcano" scene, where Tommy Lee Jones is like rallying everybody before they make their last stand. Yeah,
absolutely.
I got a little emotional. I was like, I'm a sucker for those "we're all in this together" kind of moments.
Yeah, so. Man, those end of the world disaster, let's survive, let's fight kind of things. Really,
yep. So
again,
I
cheap
cried
pops,
during Volcano.
but they're great. Yeah.
So guys, I didn't see Volcano, but while we're talking about what's his name, John Carroll Lynch, is that
John Carroll Lynch?
I have a screen share up right now.
Sure, yeah.
If they don't, I know he's very tall, but if they don't pick him to play Paul Heyman in the biopic,
oh man, yeah, he's spot on. Yeah.
Or if you look at what I got going on, I think he could even pull off a Louis C.K. I don't think they'll do that biopic, but
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because Louis tall, but
with that goatee. Yep.
Right? Yeah, yeah. And that's all I had to add. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
That's all I got.
No, he's good. But he's good at that. He's tall in stature, but he's good at being kind of a chameleon.
Picture, this picture for sure. Well, fuck, he played a woman. A transvestite. I don't know what his
transgender. I guess you would say by now.
He wasn't transgender. I think he was just he was a cross dresser. But he definitely, this picture I have pulled up right here, he could play Paul Heyman so friggin' good.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's all.
So Volcano, man. Yep. Yeah. Right. Who is next?
W. So, Mike, that is you.
W, when I first was thinking about it, was a bit rough. And the more and more I thought about it, there's more and more good movies. You mentioned one.
Something with Woo.
No. Ray mentioned a good one with Wall-E.
Yeah.
And there was another good old one, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Like the scene when they melted the guy at the end, that scared the shit out of me for a while.
Yeah.
Judge Doom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Christopher Lloyd.
Summer, I wouldn't exactly call that great, but it's entertaining.
Wet Hot American Summer is fantastic, sir. You watch your whore mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love everything from that franchise. Sorry.
Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Yes.
Wild Hogs.
Guilty Pleasure.
We're getting closer. Closer.
Yeah, your Wild Hogs.
Yes.
Where the
achievement unlocked.
Where the wild things are. Anything with Winnie the Pooh in it.
Yeah, that was a good one. Where the wild things are.
And like I said, anything with Winnie the Pooh in it. There's like I said, there's a quite more of that than I originally thought there's going to be for W. Wedding Singer, Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both great.
There you go.
But what I ended up going with was Willow.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Nice.
Willow is great. Willow does not get the credit it deserves. What scene?
Well, the reason why it was a big one, because it was the first fantasy movie I ever saw as a little kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
So
nice.
And like Adam and Tank, and you probably do to a certain extent know how big I am on fantasy shit. So.
Oh yeah. That's in line, dude.
The scene in Willow that I really liked was the bandit guy he's with, that was played by Val Kilmer, I think. He gets put under some sort of like magical spell, or he gets hit in his face by pixie dust or some shit, and like he immediately just like falls head over heels in love with the first woman he sees, and like he keeps trying to like just make sort of advances on her, or keeps on telling her that he loves her, and she's like, "Who the fuck are you?" It's just a funny exchange, I thought, and then plus all the fancy shit was really cool to me.
Sure,
but a couple other big W movies, Waterboy.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Waterworld with Kevin Costner.
Probably the H2O.
Waterworld with Kevin Costner.
Sure.
It wasn't a great. It wasn't great. Let's say it didn't get much critical acclaim, but I liked it. I've watched it multiple times.
I liked Waterworld. Saw it in the theater. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Watership Down.
Oh yeah, that's the old British
little
rabbit movie, isn't it?
That's a fun story.
Yeah, like a real classic story.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, with McCruise. I like that one.
Well, not just that one, just all of them, because
all of them. Yeah,
good. But yeah, there are a lot more good W movies than I thought there were going to be, which actually made it tougher once I sat and thought of it. But like I said, I ended up going with Willow.
You're forgetting Groundhog
Wall
Days.
Street. Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep. Yeah.
You're forgetting Groundhog Day's younger cousin.
Groundhog Day.
Called what?
What About Bob?
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
What About Bob is a fantastic movie.
And it's that made me think of another one, or another series, Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So, W, surprising. A lot of easy picks again.
Also, I'm gonna have to, since we mentioned What About Bob and Groundhog's Day like a bazillion times, I'm gonna have to go back and retroactively audibly kick Fiedler in the nuts for not picking Ghostbusters on G.
Yeah. Oh man.
Also, did you?
Yes, I did.
Well, I didn't hear you. I apologize then.
I had to have, because that was one of my selections I had, because I was going to talk about Ghostbusters 2 with the dancing toaster, and when they and with the the Statue of Liberty.
Also, I think Boz would have driven to Illinois and Missouri and beat the
stabbed
dog
you.
fuck
I know it is in my fucking notes. What did I end up saying for G?
Goonies.
I said Ghostbusters because I didn't hear Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2, but it was during a particularly boisterous moment, so it might not have been heard. But
it's all good.
You know,
I wanted to make sure because
it's
up there.
Or I might acknowledge his Ghostbusters when he said it. That being a good one.
We did talk about Vigo during John Wick, so that's
yes, we did.
Yeah, perfect. So everything's covered.
We got that.
Like I said, end of the day, I went with Willow, just because more, I guess, nostalgia shit from me again. Like I said,
sure,
just my first fantasy movie. So yeah,
good call.
Well, that's good. That's good flick, dude. It's fun flick.
Like
Warwick Davis, man.
Yeah.
You know,
like Goonies. That's a good pick for you.
So Warwick Davis, who's also played an Ewok.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In Star Wars, which in the Star Wars group, did you guys ever go and read that? I think Tank did. But did you
I read. Yeah, I read it. But also Warwick Davis was in Phantom Menace as just a dude watching pod racing.
Yep. He was also Hogsworth. Yeah, Hogsworth teacher.
Hogwarts. He's Professor Flick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he also was one of the goblins at Gringotts.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit.
He's in a good Ricky Gervais show too.
He's like the go-to for short people actors.
Short fellas,
little people, little persons. His name also begins with W.
True.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, double fits.
Yeah. Double fits. I saw that movie on Warnhub.com, which is just really gross. Don't go there, guys.
Wildhogsporn.com.
Is that like roasting the spit?
It's really gross. Just don't ask, the fewer questions you ask, the better.
Yeah, I'm not Googling that.
Don't.
All right, so then it's on to X and Ray.
Oh,
all right.
Wait,
so,
Ray. I know what Ray picked. Ray picked this movie. Extra credit. It begins with an X.
3 X's.
There's some kind of typo on it. Actually starts with. They actually call it Sextra credit, which is weird.
Yeah, but they pronounce it's spelled
But no one picked up on what I said.
What'd you say?
I made an X-ray pun saying it's on to X and Ray.
Oh, okay. What you did there?
That was for you, Boz. You fucker.
All right, so I got the letter X, which is not. There's not a ton to do with that there. So I'm gonna give you a honorable mention, and then my pick, and then a third honorable mention that I needed to get in there.
Sure.
So the first one is. Of course, this is, we were just making jokes about it, but I really did pick Triple X, but not the first one or the second one, Triple X State of the Union. I picked Triple X, the third one, The Return of Xander Cage.
Jesus, really?
There's also a fourth one in production.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Well, they make their money overseas. People overseas love Vin Diesel, which so do I. That's why I saw it.
Please tell me it's called Quadruple X.
I kind of hope
they haven't released a name for it yet. It's just Triple X4 right now.
Yeah. So what happens is, Ice Cube replaced Vin Diesel in the second Triple X movie.
Union, yeah.
But in the third one, they actually bring him back. They have all the other people.
It's like he did the same thing he did with Fast and Furious.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what he did. So they have this scene where they're talking about other people that wear the Triple X distinction or whatever.
Yeah, they made it mention Ice Cube, didn't they?
Yeah, and so they kind of mentioned the beginning, and they're like, "Oh, there's this person or whatever. That person is a Triple X operative." They mention Ice Cube's character, and then at the end, they have them all sort of show up and with little bleeps, this person. Whenever they introduce a new character, they'd have the little blurb pop up on the screen, weapons or demo or whatever. For Ice Cube, it says "Bloop has been waiting on a call since 2005."
Oh, man.
And it was just, I loved it. It totally popped for it. It was great. And that's the scene. That's the runner-up scene from Triple X Return of Xander Cage. My main pick for it is X-Men, but X-Men First Class, which is
there you go. Smart man.
probably my favorite of the group X-Men movies. I was not big on the first three. I was never a huge Wolverine fan growing up.
How dare you?
No. I mean,
you
like,
will be slapped.
It's fine.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because
I'm a Gambit guy myself.
He was, yeah, Gambit I liked. But the thing about Wolverine was that growing up, people didn't like him because he was, layered or nuanced or tortured, which were some of the defenses I got from him for him when we got older. It was because he was the coolest one. He had all the good lines. He was indestructible. He had all of the claws, and he was easy to like him. It was like people that like Raphael as their favorite Ninja Turtle. Let me guess, because he's the badass with the cool weapons?
Goddamn, Raph is the best.
Ray,
I am so offended.
What did we do to you, man?
What?
Are you trying to hurt us?
They're easy picks, though. I think there's it's like people that grew up fans of the Cowboys or the Yankees or the Lakers. Wow. It's like, of course you like them because they're winning all the time. I think it takes.
Okay, no, I just like St. Louis sports.
So that's part of why I wasn't necessarily big on the X-Men franchise, because no matter what it was, let's talk about Wolverine more.
Yeah, focused on him. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas
I admit that kind of dampened it because you're like, let's see everybody.
Sure.
Yeah. Now that being
I agree
said,
with that.
When Logan came out, Logan was incredible. But he was vulnerable. He was more well-rounded. There were stakes and risk there. And that I could invest in a character. I'm not going to invest in not since Hulk Hogan when I was 9 and 10 years old could I invest in a character that I knew was pretty much going to win all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, but X-Men First Class I thought was amazing. It was a wonderful palate cleanser after X-Men The Last Stand. And McAvoy was perfect. Fassbender was perfect. My beloved Jennifer Lawrence was in there. Yeah. And specifically, though, the montage scene where Professor X is helping everybody learn their powers, I just really enjoyed it. It was really just such a great part of the movie.
Good flick.
Yeah, and overall, like, Kevin Bacon was incredible
in it.
I like Bacon.
January Jones that you mentioned.
Bacon.
Like, it was really good. So that's going to be my official pick. My runner-up pick, because we are winding down, I like liking things and exercise and positivity. And I did mention him in season 1 on the episode I did with my friend Joe. Shout outs to Channing Tatum. My other runner-up pick is going to be Magic Mike XXL.
There you go. That's a good flick.
Because if we can do Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, we can do Magic Mike XXL.
Fiedler, I'm sorry I did this to you. I didn't see this movie, though.
Why not X-Files?
So I've never seen it. I've never seen any of the X-Files movies. Yeah. But Magic Mike XXL, let me tell you, and Tank, you can back me up on this one.
It's an enjoyable flick. Yep.
I mean,
absolutely.
Yes, it's about,
get over the whole, they're male dancers.
They're male performers, male entertainers, rather. And they're they're ridiculously good looking and they gyrate for women.
Dude, it's got Tater.
It's got the Tater
Kevin Nash.
Matt Bomer's in it. Gabriel Iglesias is in it.
Joey Mange. Come on.
I was going to say, Kevin Nash is not a selling point for me, but
sure he is. He's cool.
No.
His quads are fine.
He kind of is a piece of shit. But
fuck the click.
Joey M I can get down with.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but the movie itself, if I had to pick one scene, it would probably the scene where they go to Jada Pinkett's place and they have that whole show. Just because I watched the Tater move, and as a fat guy with very little rhythm, I go, I wish to God that one day I could have looked like that and moved like that, because it's just incredible to see. Like, forget about whether or not it's attractive or whatever. It's just fucking impressive. Yeah. And I just think Brittany would go nuts if I could do any of that shit.
Yeah, but it really impresses the chicks are like gaga over it,
And it's just the dude's just in good shape, and you root for the Tater. He's awesome. But so that's gonna be a pick that I'm gonna shoehorn in there. But to the point where when we had our wedding ceremony and when we had our reception rather, there's the whole, I don't know if it's a traditional thing everywhere. I went to a wedding in New England, it wasn't there. I went to a wedding in the South, it wasn't there. So I don't know if it's a Midwest thing or if it's just maybe the Northeast. But so you have the bouquet toss, but there's also the groom removes the garter from the bride. Yeah. Do you guys do that too?
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So it's not just a regional thing. So the song it's
kind of creepy if you think about it.
Oh,
but
no,
we do that.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But the song that I picked to remove the garter belt from Britney, remove the garter rather from Britney during our ceremony or reception rather, was Pony. Partially on the strength of that's the song that the Tater danced to in Magic Mike and Magic Mike XXL. So because I live my gimmick,
yes,
I go up and down the road, splitting the territory, and that was it. That was my last movie. So we've got 2 letters left.
Wait! Time out, real quick. Tank, do you remember what song you picked for the garter thing?
Was it Whoa Black Betty?
Whoa, Black Betty. I can't even remember.
You know what I think it was? It might have been Macho Man by the Village People.
Nice.
Mine was?
I remember us putting on hats and dancing to Macho Man.
But I feel like we were just dancing. I don't know if I was doing it at that time. Maybe so.
I know what I picked. It was Aloe Black's I'm the Man.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which was my way of backdooring your song into our fucking wedding festivities there. So
I'm the man. Macho Man.
You can tell everybody. Anyway.
Tell everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Am I up?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Shitty letter.
I got Y. Actually, this one came real easy to me.
Really?
Yeah. It was odds-on favorite. There's a lot of movies that begin with you. The word you.
You. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Chaboy went with Young Frankenstein.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Because I am a
Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's pronounced Frankenstein. I am a forever Mel Brooks fanboy. Everything he does is fantastic.
Word.
Even though I'm not huge on musicals, the producers is fantastic. But yeah, and I'm gonna say that I think my favorite line is when they're riding to the castle in the carriage, and you hear a howl in the distance, and and I can't remember which one of the characters. One of the characters goes werewolf, and the other one goes their wolf.
There you go. Who's on first a little?
I mean, that's just Mel Brooks' style. Like he of course shoehorns a "walk this way" joke into there. I mean, Young Frankenstein, depending on the day of the week you ask me, is my favorite Mel Brooks movie. It's between that and History of the World every time.
I was just gonna mention History of the World.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, you don't want a Yogi Bear movie?
That's
a Mel Brooks movie.
No,
he's looking at it. He's Googling again.
No, I know Yogi Bear had a movie. You clown! I'm not Googling anything.
No, it wasn't.
It was top notch.
I'm sorry.
It's 2010.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. It was not the Yogi Bear movie.
What about Yoga Hosers?
I haven't seen that, but I do want to see it.
It actually wasn't half bad. I watched it one night on Netflix.
I like Kevin Smith, but
me too.
Anything Igor does, because that's how he's gonna pronounce his name, just to be a dick to Gene Wilder's character, is fantastic. And that and the other thing I love is that every time they say Frau Blucher's name, horses whinge in the background.
The horse.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great movie. Oh, I love it. I love I like Frankenstein being Mr. And it's got Peter Boyle in it. How do you not love Peter Boyle?
Yep.
Fun fact. Well, I haven't actually ever looked this up to confirm it, but my dad likes to tell me every time Peter Boyle is mentioned that he was John Lennon's best man.
Wow, was he?
Really? That is really random.
I'm about to Google it, but please talk about things you love about Young Frankenstein.
Oh man, just good. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
It's fucking good.
Yeah. Peter met and became best friends with ex-Beatle John Lennon, who served as best man in their wedding, according to his IMDb biography. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Young Frankenstein, no doubt. It was that was an easy pick for me. I did have to I Googled movies that start with Y. And as soon as I got to, I'm like, okay, here's 500 movies that begin with the word you. And then I'm like, here's Young. Yep, there it is. Okay, we're done here.
Yep, finished.
And scene.
And fin.
It was just that easy.
Yep. Faux show.
Tank, what you got?
All right, let's clean this bad boy up. So I had 2 of them. for Z, but they'll be kind of quick. Zombieland was one of them.
Fantastic.
Love it. Yep. Fun, good flick. I mean, anything with Woody Harrelson is amazing.
The Bill Murray cameo
pretty much
was fantastic.
And that's my scene. Bill Murray cameo. It's him being there, dressed up as a zombie, getting shot because they think he's a zombie. It's just so random and then hilarious, and then you're like, oh shit, he's dead. Like, it's just so many emotions in one.
Just wasting Bill Murray playing Bill Murray.
Yeah,
is awesome.
yeah. And I heard what it was they were planning on having the director had a couple of people in mind. He was like, I just want some celebrity cameo, some random person, and I can't remember the other people he decided, but then he thought Bill Murray, because he's like, don't you know him? And Woody Harrelson actually had to call him. It's like, hey bud, you want to come and be in this movie? And he's like, sure, send me the script real quick. And kind of like the scene you want me to do and stuff. And he like emailed it to him or something like that. And then like he like flew straight down there and stuff, like from Woody Harrelson calling him. So like while they're filming. So I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. So and then the other one I had was Zootopia.
Nice.
Really good flick. I really enjoyed it. I saw it a million times because my kid was like hooked onto it. The thing that got me was, if you guys seen it, Nick the Fox, his finding out his childhood and why he is the way he is was so heartbreaking. Sure. Just the expectation of him. Oh, you're supposed to be a lying, sneaky little fox because you are a fox and you can't be
also
nothing.
Voiced by Jason Bateman.
Yeah, voiced by Jason Bateman, and you can't be nothing else but that. And how he was just a happy little baby fox, and being in with the Junior Ranger Scouts, and then his little friends kind of mess with him. They start, they put a little what do you put a muzzle on him or something like that, and it was just that whole flashback scene of him explaining to Judy Hopps about why he is the way he is and why he is kind of this sad nihilistic kind of thing, and you're just like, holy fuck, So
I got two things about that movie that I really loved. One was the sloth at the DMV. I know that's that's everybody's favorite
Flash?
scene, but they nailed
Flash is great.
They nailed that thing. The other thing I also loved is that Judy Hopps actually wears headphones where animals are supposed to wear headphones. Because like if you watch Arthur, they're always like way below their ears or some bullshit.
Or on like the side of their head, but nowhere near their ears.
Right. I'm like, good job, Zootopia. You crushed it.
Yeah, you guys did good.
I'm also mad at you that you didn't pick Zoolander, but that's
yeah. I was gonna say that also.
I don't mind Zoolander, but I wasn't huge on it. Like, it was great.
It's fine.
But I just,
it's okay. It's your pick.
It's one I never went back to a lot.
Yeah.
What about Zack and Miri Make a Porno?
That's a good one.
Great.
That was one I was considering. I love that one.
Oh my god!
I can't really pick a scene, but it's great.
I got one for you. Is when they're working in the coffee shop and the dude walks up to the counter and he goes, "Coffee black," and the guy goes, Craig Robinson goes, "We're talking white."
Yep.
Like, yes. Fantastic. We're talking white. Oh, so good.
And
yeah.
Also, when during the filming, when they're doing the butt sex or whatever. And they had the guy like directly underneath for the angle. And
oh my god!
Like, shit on his face.
Yes.
So
oh my god!
It's so wonderful. Or the
wonderful.
The scene at the reunion with Justin Long as Brandon St. Randy.
And
my god!
And Seth Rogen.
That is where I first heard about the double Dutch rudder.
Yes.
It's not gay because we're not touching each other's dicks.
Oh my god! Zack and Miri was great.
It's great. Good flick.
So, a couple final thoughts. One, in the Gen episode, I did refer to this one as awesome movies with awesome scenes from A to Z, from Armageddon to Zoolander. We did neither. So that's one note. Number two, one that I do want to mention, and I would be remiss if I didn't, but it brings together so many of the things I love, and it's something that I should have left out or had included in the letter T, is This Is the End. because in that movie,
such
you've
a
got
good
Seth
flick.
Rogen, you've got a cameo by the Tater, and then you've got arguably maybe the greatest ending of any movie ever, where they're in heaven. You can have anything you want, and the first thing they do is conjure up the Backstreet
Boys.
It was amazing.
You mean the Crap Street Boys?
Oh shit!
Should have been in sync.
Oh God! Why did you say that? That hurts.
Fighting.
God, why would you say that?
Notice that for the letter O.
Yeah,
notice that for the letter of O. No one chose "On the Line," starring Lance Bass and Jennifer Kane.
I would have picked whatever O-Town documentary I could have picked.
O-Town documentary.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, no, this is the end. I think the best thing that killed me in that was Hermione came and took all her shit.
Yes. I mean, she fucking just muscled her way in.
Or Craig Robinson talking about drinking his own piss. That was...
Yeah.
Also, Michael Cera being a total degenerate.
A prick.
Right.
Yeah.
Total degenerate. I love that movie.
Yeah,
it's a good fun flick.
It's pretty incredible. The ending, of course. I mean, like for me, as fans of the show know, tremendous, huge Backstreet Boys fan. So to watch that movie and all of a sudden, like that's what they do with heaven. And the best part is that, of course, I had to go looking for it to find out if it was like an ironic thing. There's no irony there whatsoever. Like apparently in Canada,
like
Seth
Rogen loves.
and Jay Baruchel, yeah, they both love the Backstreet Boys. They're just like, listen, man, they're good songs. You know, like not getting too caught up in it.
They pretty much they mirror what you say about them, you know?
Yeah, they're like, you know what? They're just good songs that we like, and you know, we're really happy. We just, you know, sing them. Just, you know, just good music to listen to. Whatever. Doesn't always have to be that serious. And they invited them to be in the movie. And they're like, no, like we're actual fans. Like, and they were. Oh, it's just so great. It just made me so happy. I was so that's a bonus pick for the letter T.
There you go.
And
show.
And that's it.
Well, we did it. Before we go, we wanted to give you some quotes of encouragement,
like a going away present. Because we're sad that this is, or because I like liking things is going away.
Yeah. Hey, and just we're proud of you. You did a great show, dude.
And you've been hands down our biggest
supporter.
Megaphone shouting from mountaintops supporter.
Take that, John.
So Fiedler, I think you're gonna start, right?
Yep.
So go ahead, buddy.
Mine is a Ron Swanson quote.
Oh yeah.
Never half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. Which, sums up your podcast. Like, you may not have had the best equipment and everything, but you put your heart and soul into it, and it shows.
Damn right. Damn right. Yes, sir.
All right, he likes to throw a lot of credit my way, but, like, I think I've only put, like, a 1/28th of an ass into his show.
It's not much ass.
That means you provided the 27/28 of the rest of the ass. Which is the whole ass.
It's like a nibble of the ass. It's a nibble of the ass.
I provided
so
the
one
hair,
dimple on the
hair of the ass. Because like
one pimple, one unpopped pimple on the ass.
I'm the ingrown hair of I like
Oh, that's good. So all right, well, I want to go next. Mine's going to be a little bit more serious, Ray. This inspiring quote I have about like endings. You know, this is going towards the end of ILLT. It's this quote from T.S. Eliot. I think we all have heard of this guy. He's a writer, poet. Sure. What we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. Also, boobs.
Yes. Yeah, T.S. Eliot definitely ended it with that.
Absolutely. Sure. He said boobs.
I read that in a book.
I so read that in a book.
I read that in a book.
In a book. Take a reading rainbow.
Right.
Sorry.
Ray, I didn't really come up with shit, so I'm going to piggyback off Tank and just say every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Semisonic, roughly 2001. I don't fucking know.
It's like a runaway train that's never coming back.
Back to you porn.
I'm going to ride that joke till it dies.
I'm gonna write it like a wild hog.
Or it's like a day that never ends in Groundhog Day.
I was gonna say I would use it every day, over and over and over.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
We're so good.
Oh, it was magnificent.
Tank is just honking tuning his own horn all
God
day,
damn right.
all day, every day.
I'm trumpeting, motherfucker.
Tank is responsible for the biggest break I've ever had on the show, thanks to reminiscing over not another teen movie. So that's where the belt goes.
Did it all myself.
What I will say is, so I've said it before, and I'll say it again. God, I love being a turtle, but past that,
yes.
If there was not the Junk Drawer podcast, there would not have been an I Like Liking Things and Exercise and Positivity. And let me really point out what that means. And this is the end of an almost 3-hour podcast. God knows who's listening at this point, but it has to be said.
Epic.
Without this show, I lose a bridge to the people that I grew up with, the people that I worked with, the people that were there in my life. You know, whether it's a season or just a moment, I lose some of that. I don't get that without this show. And I don't get to solidify friendships with people, to tell people I admire them, to spend time, whether it's 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever time I've been able to spend with people talking on this show, to reconnect and to have the good feelings that I have of getting to know somebody and have this exchange and have this memory of the time we did a thing together, which is very, very important to me. That stuff doesn't happen without this show, but this show doesn't happen without the Junk Drawer podcast, without listening to you guys every 336 hours, to just be friends and to break down topics, stuff that I'm super curious about and stuff that I never knew. I never knew Guts before you guys started talking about him. I never knew about the Asian pirate queen, not the Oriental pirate queen, the Asian pirate queen.
There you go.
Like from episodes that, like, of course I was going to be in on, Stranger Things, the Junk Side Down, the Glow episode, the Final Girl, like those things I already had an interest in. But some of the other topics, like the crazy last meal requests, those kinds of topics that you guys do, but the friendship that you guys have, the camaraderie, the relationships, the decades
of
life that you guys have, all of the burps, all of the beers, from Sloshua Tank,
the peas down the hallway.
Oh my god,
Natty Seltzers.
Yep.
the Fiedler saying "eat a dick" when you guys will get back on track.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Adam saying whether something is or is not his jam. I mean, like, without those things, I never do the show. I never get to, because I've always wanted to do a radio show. When my brother and I were younger, we used to do this thing called Cheapo Productions, and we would have the cassette recorder, and we would do bits that we saw on MTV's half-hour stand-up comedy hour.
Nice.
And we would do that. We would have these little skits and characters and stuff. And I've always wanted to do it, like the Ray Lila thing. Like I really like doing it. Was things that I wanted to do, but I never thought of it. And like we had the Ray and Dom show for a while. My buddy Dom and I did a podcast 9 years ago.
I was a fan,
and it was like, thank you. And it was like, it was fun, but like it wasn't. I mean, like it was a collaborative thing, and Dom was great. Dom put in so much more work than I did. I just kind of showed up and tried to crack jokes, and then I left. He did everything else. But to have something that was mine, and it could be what I wanted it to be, but also have it be something that I needed to be. Once again, that doesn't happen without you guys. It doesn't happen without your show. It doesn't happen without all the support. The fact that I've had you guys on the show together, I've had you guys, each of you on individually.
I was gonna say
you've had us in all different ways and shapes, and
I've had all three of you
all different holes.
Is
I've
this
had,
that movie
I've had all three of you
extra
together.
Credit?
It's Becky, you born again?
This is it. And then, like just to be able to have that, so like I mentioned to Jen that without Jen's support and me running all this stuff by her and brainstorming and just talking to her along the way, but without having you guys be so supportive of the show to repost links, to just listen to the show and like be so encouraging about it, like it means a lot. And I mean, I really appreciate it.
I remember when you'd be like, hey, you went to like me and Adam, you're like, hey, how do I do this. I was like, well,
I'm gonna piggyback off that real quick and say, Ray, I really appreciate all those nice things you just said. They were took them to heart, and I appreciate them a lot. I don't think you realize how little work we actually did.
It's all a facade.
It was a pleasure because it literally cost me about 30 seconds typing out a text message. It was pretty easy, dude.
Sure. But it was a key moment. It was a nice moment. I said, here, let me pass you on. Because what happened with that was, I think, that's when you guys started becoming friends and talking.
Yeah, me and Ray.
Actually,
sure.
Yeah.
And then we roped Fiedler into stupid shenanigans.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Well, Tankus is the Kevin Bacon who connects me to you guys.
1 degree of separation.
Yeah, and it's this, and it's also, I mean, like, just the whole thing, just getting to do this and the show, like 70 something episodes, however many guests it ended up being, however many hours it ended up being, it starts because you guys, gave me the push in the right direction, and you answered all my goofy questions in the beginning, and I piggybacked off as much as I could, and I just tried to return that energy right back. So I thank all 3 of you guys for all of your help, all 35 seconds of the help. I thank you for being the ingrown hair on the ass of I like liking things.
Hell yeah,
man.
Exercise.
Appreciate it, bro.
And positivity.
We're proud of you, man. You did a good job. You just, like you said, everything you said, it's a thing of positivity, and it just, I don't know. I think
you put a good thing into the world.
Yeah, and it pushed us, even Adam says, he goes, God damn, Ray, he's making me like, we want to say something about something. He goes, Ray did this to me. When he wants to say something about somebody, he's like, no, dude, be positive about that or something,
dude, I can't shit on anything anymore because of your ass, and that used to be my favorite thing to do.
Listen, I try to live my gimmick. Like, there are definitely times where I'm like, good night to everybody,
we all
except people who use the word ginormous. But at the same time, like, the little voice in my head that goes like, yeah, this is funny, but like, come on, couldn't you say like good night to everybody and just leave it at that? Like, the voice is there, and I think that's really where the exercise and positivity came. Where I feel like I had a moment tonight where I'm in. We've got a sectional sofa, so I'm in the nook, that elbow part of the couch.
Best part.
Yes.
Yeah. Goddamn right.
And I'm very comfortable. Panko comes and just lays right on top of me.
That's
like,
good,
just
good boy.
Right on top of me. Brittany curls up next to me on my right side, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is a perfect moment. And I feel like without, I'm sure I would have acknowledged that, but just trying to stay more in tune with positivity and what really, like I said, gives you that warm feeling in your stomach. Like, I don't think that I acknowledge that without this. So
for sure, dude.
For as much as I get to be David Letterman and my own positive version of Happy Harry Hardon and Ray Lila and every other gimmick that I've had on the show, I think that's really the best part, is that at a crazy time in the world and where life gets more and more difficult every week, for more or less for the last year and 3 months, I've been able to just stop and think of 3 things that make me happy, that feel good, that give me that warm feeling. And
it's good to do that.
I hope that I was able to do that for you guys, but for anybody else, I mean, like, the show has 7,800 downloads, and I know not all of them are from me. A lot of them are from me, but not all of them are from me.
Bro, you're pushing 8,000. I got your page up. And
can
I just say,
push 8,000.
I think you're going to end at maybe 71 or 2 episodes in a year and 3 months. You're a freaking animal, dude.
Yeah.
My God.
There's been times, and to be like totally honest, where I'm like, holy fucking A, Ray. Like, not in a mean way, but I'm like, God damn it. Like, holy shit. Runaway train, bro.
We skipped this week, and we're kind of like hijacking this as our JDP for this week. You're a fucking animal.
Yeah.
It's all there is to be said about it, and props on that.
We have 71 episodes total, and however many years we've been doing this.
But say the time frame is what's
in February,
commendable.
So think about that.
Yeah, well, I just I try to
in the best way possible.
Yeah, I really did. So Mario, who has fallen asleep with just a fistful of pens.
Wake him up! We want to talk about not another teen movie, Mario.
Wake up, Mario! Wild Hogs is on.
Ask him if he's seen Groundhog's Day, and then ask him again if he's seen Groundhog's Day.
Oh my God! People are gonna look at this and go, 3 hours, Jesus.
We could just run it back like a Groundhog's Day.
Yeah,
that's it. We're just gonna loop it twice. You're gonna go, there's a 6-hour episode.
I'll be like, no, episode.
Trust me. Trust me, it's worth it. It's a bit. It's an Andy Kaufman bit.
You'll
but
miss
it's a bit.
some stuff.
Yeah.
Take us home, brother.
Mario is holding up the pen, which means it's time to end the match. But before we do, gentlemen, please plug your show, plug your social. Give me the full hey peeps.
Tankus, you're the whore. Get after it.
Hey peeps. No, I had to do it.
Just slide on that knob.
You had to,
like that corn on the cob.
Yeah.
So pretty much the best way you can reach us is the Drunk Drawer Pod. .podbean.com. It has everything. It has our newest episodes, our newest drops, our past episodes. It has a lovely menu on the page. It has all our social media. We're on Twitter at Drawer of Junk. We're on Instagram at the Drunk Drawer Podcast. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. Just go in the search bar of Facebook and put in the Drunk Drawer Podcast. You'll find us. You'll find our 3 ugly cartoon mugs and click on it. We'll accept you. We just post food things. We're fat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just food stuff and pineapples are not good on pizza.
Yeah. Well, pineapple and ham is a good combination.
Shut up,
you
Beaver,
shut your mouth. God.
I'm just saying. I ate one like a couple weeks ago.
Shut up!
How dare you? You shut your mouth.
You're off the show. I'm not gonna. I'm cutting all his stuff out from now on.
Just reach us there. We have an email, the Junk Drawer Pod at gmail.com. We're on all the social medias. Follow us, subscribe to us on iTunes. We're on all the podcast platforms.
The podcatchers.
Subscribe. Yeah, podcatchers. Subscribe, rate us, give us 5 stars if you feel like it. If you're a fan of Ray and you like the show, please give us a chance. I think we're in the same vein in a sense. There's much more burping, but yeah, I think it's about pretty, bringing up great fun topics and just talking about it and having fun. Like I said, main hub is the junkdrawerpod.podbean.com. Check us out.
Real quick, we're part of a podcast network. Check out our fellow
Yes,
shows.
yes. Absolutely.
Sequel This, they talk all things movie sequels. They're fantastic and hilarious as fuck. That Horror Show podcast, all things horror, and Imperial Scum, all things Star Wars. So check them all out, please and thank you.
And Men of Letters, a supernatural podcast.
Men of Letters, that's also under the that Horror Show podcast feed. So if
they talk about the show Supernatural.
If you like Supernatural, look for That Horror Show podcast. It's in that feed. So that's all we got.
Yeah.
So
pimp.
Thank you, Ray. This has been a fun 6 episodes. Eight. How many?
I thought you were going to say 6 hours. I'm like, wait, is this Groundhog Day now?
Yeah, we're definitely doing it for sure. Yeah, this has been a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Thank you guys for everything.
No,
for being on the show.
Thank you.
I said thank you. I said good day, sir.
This is gonna be the next 3 hours.
I said Groundhog's Day, sir.
All right, guys. Mario is he's hurling the pens at me, which means that it's time to end the match. And that's it. This is liking things and exercise and positivity. So, like I said, chronologically, this is episode number 23. Number 24 is going to air after this. Finally got Greggy on the show, but like I said, it was very important for me.
He's got ideas.
He does have ideas. It's important for me to, on the last rodeo, to have one last traditional episode, which was my friend John. One episode with you guys to make sure that we kept this party going, and then finally the last episode featuring Jen and Greggy, 2 sponsors, 2 friends that I needed to make sure that all the people that have supported the show
continuously throughout this entire time. So as a Bic goes flying by my head, and that was Bic, be like boy, I see like Charlie. Bic was flying by my head. Marty's holding up the pen, which means it's time to end the match. There's only one thing left to say, and that is Josh.